The cab is going down. It's getting melted by the buildings here. The longbows are still standing and doing damage.
Does he have enough steam though?
There's not enough
running out.
Yeah.
Eaton Bowman, 1.5 fire rate once again, coming up, truck being king here, and just even though
drag boxing the Naginatas forward, the Coyotes are trying to move, and the Atoman, he drag boxed the wrong direction, and now the Atomans are getting snared by
oh my
goodness.
are shredding this right now, and it doesn't look like he's got
11s.
I don't see any of the pikes. Where's the pikes on this fight? The Nagis are just cleaning this entire mass up. Coyotes are falling. You got the Ashley's getting buffed by the Dino. They've got Ashley attacking. They're absolutely shredding everything here. Yumi don't even need to micro this at this point.
He's going to have to sack off his Ruskets. He has to come in melee here.
Yes.
I don't think he can continue keep microing. Well, he's going to try, wait for reinforcements and try to make it to his blockhouses. The question is, how much damage will he going to be taking? This is nice micro from Ungers, but you know, the Atontons just have to attack move here. And 1.5 fire rate, they do have staff animation. And the Tontons are absolutely insane. But he has drawn him into the double blockhouse. Now fighting under the double blockhouse. The question is it going to be
Muskets are a little behind here. The Cossacks are now getting snared by the Pumas and the Coyotes. The Explorer is now in with the triple XP tech. Some warriors are mixing. The Atotan's doing absolutely insane amount of damage. He's on plus 36%. Look at him on the attack. That's plus 36%. And he's just
Coyotes on the Strelitz.
Blockhouses are actually doing decent damage here. The Coyotes are kind of going down. The Spears are now trying to move in towards the front, and it's actually a decent fight, I think, for Tabin.
Pretty good fight for Tabin, but you know, there's not very many Cossacks. He's letting a lot of these Coyotes and Pumas kind of shred his Strelitz a bit. Finally getting his Cossacks where they want to be on the Slingers, and gonna be cleaning up.
Here, the Esacs are out of position. The Carolinians as well, and the Esacs are gonna go up top. Oh, the tree carrying here. The tree is for Sweden, and there you go. We can see some damage here. The Esacs, all the Esacs are dead. That's quite a lot of mass. The Esacs coming back from their raid. Nah, GG. Optimus, his mass is getting completely clean. With the Esacs, that's gonna be a big snare right there, and there is no way those Carolinians are gonna come out alive.
Maybe should be able to swing this water fight. It's so the micro here is so intense. Get in, get back in. Will the Yumi have a chance to snipe him? Oh my god, the ship is at 62 HP.
Oh! Frontline, what a god.
Oh no! Oh my god! Oh my gosh, I know it was insane, and that's GG. Wow, those galleys have such low HP.
He's gonna need to take trades here, and he's taking really good trades. The Kanye are now pushing in, and is this the time? Ungers needs to get on the attack dance. I mean, he has 70 fills. He's so far ahead in eco. Put some fills on the attack dance, and this will be even better. He's not switching. He's on XP. The cab is going down. It's getting melted by the buildings here. The longbows are still standing and doing damage.
Does he have enough steam though?
There's not enough
running out.
Yeah.
Eaton Bowman, 1.5 fire rate once again, coming up, truck being king here, and just even though
drag boxing the Naginatas forward, the Coyotes are trying to move, and the Atoman, he drag boxed the wrong direction, and now the Atomans are getting snared by
oh my
goodness.
are shredding this right now, and it doesn't look like he's got
11s.
I don't see any of the pikes. Where's the pikes on this fight? The Nagis are just cleaning this entire mass up. Coyotes are falling. You got the Ashley's getting buffed by the Dino. They've got Ashley attacking. They're absolutely shredding everything here. Yumi don't even need to micro this at this point.
He's going to have to sack off his Ruskets. He has to come in melee here.
Yes.
I don't think he can continue keep microing. Well, he's going to try, wait for reinforcements and try to make it to his blockhouses. The question is, how much damage will he going to be taking? This is nice micro from Ungers, but you know, the Atontons just have to attack move here.
Very dark. You're in black and white right now. Yeah, guys, I'm really excited for this. You know, the two most expensive players on their respective teams. You know, they couldn't ask for a more exciting, high-level game in this, you know, format than this. Really, really looking forward to it. Shake muted, they say. Shake muted. I don't think he's muted. Can I not hear you? Can you say some stuff? I think I can hear you. I can hear you just fine. Yeah. No problem. Lion always coming in with the kind remarks. I appreciate it, Lion. I have... Let me try this. Sorry. Bum, bum, bum. How about this? Does this sound good now?
Okay.
Can you...
Test.
Can we hear him?
Test. Shake 2020. AOE.
There we go. Awesome. Okay. There we go. Awesome. Yeah, you guys were all crazy. I could hear him, but you could not hear him. I apologize. There we go.
1 second. So as I was saying, I haven't been playing a lot of AoE recently the last couple of days. I've rewatched a little bit of Game of Thrones, saw the second season of House of Dragon. So I've decided to start up Medieval Total War, and I'm gonna install the mod for Game of Thrones tonight, and I'm gonna nerd it out over there. It's probably how I'm gonna spend my weekend. Yeah, so I'm actually excited because the first AoE I'm going to see in the first couple of days in the last couple of days, sorry, is going to be Keturboy, which is currently my favorite player to watch and a very good friend of mine and my teammate. I've been practicing a lot for this series and for this tournament, so I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's going to go on. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. And yes, Castozer, actually, I am a humongous Lord of the Rings fan. I have been, when I was a kid, it was like my whole thing. Like, I was a Lord of the Rings addict. I used to update the wiki page for them, but ever since Jeff Bezos, may God curse his name, bought over the rights for the Lord of the Rings series and stuff, and he made the Rings of Power, which is so lore inaccurate, and the series is so boring. It's such a letdown. I had to bully myself through watching the first season, and now the second season's out and I'm not watching it, so I'm kind of not getting into Lord of the Rings right now just because of the disappointment, and because I know I'm going to push myself to watch the second season, and I don't want to put myself through that disappointment, so we're sticking to Game of Thrones right now. But yeah, back for AoE 3. Let's see, the players are ready, and game on is going to be Spain for Frontline and France for Keturboy. You know, Keturboy is an awesome player with France, and I'm excited for this. You know, he really knows how to play the matchup very, very well. So let's hop into the game, Chosen, if you've already found it.
It's not ready just yet. We'll get in shortly. I think because of the 3-minute delay, that's what we're dealing with. Spain from Frontline and France for Keturboy. I think that's going to be a really exciting matchup. You know, Spain is so strong, but I feel like France does fine in just about most of their matchup. Like, if you're able to play well, you can kind of get away with not having the better civ. You know, what are your thoughts on France and, you know, their matchup against Spain?
I mean, I think that France just beats Spain outright. That's my
Okay.
opinion on it. Except for if France goes, you know, for more of a musketeer gameplay in H2, they can do that. Into then later on going H3, they can take down the forward tower. It's really on Spain to open up with Spanish gold, in my opinion. That's what Spain really wants to win this game. And yeah, from the Spanish gold onwards, they have to try and outmass France, excuse me, and that's their way really to get into it. Because the later it scales, the better cursors are going to become, the better their skirmishers are going to become in comparison to the Spanish ones. So the quality is definitely in the hands of France in that matchup. And yes, Roleros are a very good unit against a cav heavy civ in France, but cursors aren't hussars. Cursors don't really die, especially if you can manage to get cav combat on them, and if you can even sneak in a cav cuirass later on, you know, it just becomes absolutely incredible. So yeah, I would slightly give the edge to France in the head-to-head matchup as well. We do need to note that Keturboy did win this play all 5 that we played in the group stages. He won 4-1. So
Yeah.
Keturboy is the heavy favorite in this one, and I know that he's poised to win as many games as possible come this series. So yeah, I'm excited for this one.
For sure. Just waiting for the game to pop up so that I can see it and we can get into it.
Yeah.
It's,
in the meanwhile, let's shout out the names in the chat. We got the biggest, the mightiest, the sexiest man in Japan, Rookie's record. We got Black Duke 13, Heinrich 13, May Shadowfax, Elot Grandot, Castozer, Lionheart, Carbone, Louis Min YC. A lot of big names in the chat. Welcome everybody. Hope you're enjoying your weekend and your Saturday evening. And I hope that we at ESOC TV can bring you an even better end to your Saturday. So the game is loaded in. The map is going to be Carolean.
we'll get into it. Take us off, Shake.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game 1 of this Play All 7 series in the final of the ESOC Premier League. And on the east side of the map in the color blue, representing half of his home nation, because he's half Turkish and half French, we have Keturboy playing as the French in the color blue. And on the west side of the map, Karelian Lakes, which is located in Finland, if I'm not mistaken, bordering between Finland and Russia, we have the big, the mighty, the best North American player in the game, Frontline, playing as the Spanish civilization in the color red, already going for that trading post. But Keturboy beating him to the punch, getting that trading post first, getting that first passive XP as well. He must feel very good about it. On this map, the Ageman is really characterized by the small treasures. You can get a lot of wood treasures, a lot of food and XP treasures, a couple of small, like France, even more than you can, your transition wood, that's what France here. There's a good hunts here, but forever you might think mighty animals are going to have to go and contest the hunts in the middle, on the south, and on the north side of the map. So,
what do you think about
what do you think about this matchup?
You know, necessarily a card I see very often, at least in 1v1. I see maybe Year of Plenty or whatever it's called, maybe a little bit more often. What do you think about that? This card
I think the Viceroyalty of New Spain is probably for later H3 transition, right? So
yeah,
I don't think Frontline has a specific deck for this map, which I would have liked to see, especially at his level, and for the caliber of opponent he's playing. I wanted to see a map specific deck, but this is more of a like transitional thing, right? It can house 40 villagers. There we go, already getting in the Capitalism at a very competitive time, around the 2-minute mark. Very nice. If we switch over to France, let's check over his deck for Keturboy. We are seeing him H up with a very solid 12-10 before 215. Always feels good. If we check out the French deck really quickly, we will see that he's got Kareli. So he is prepared for Karelian Lakes. He's prepared for this map specifically. Although it's surprising to see that we have the 9 Irish Brigadiers. But as for the rest, everything looks pretty standard, pretty straightforward. So very, very prepared for this map specifically.
Yeah, interesting that he has that card in age of staying in age 2 all that long. I would assume it'll just be your standard FF, as you know, he's already sent capitalism, all the signs that you would see of just like the fastest FF you can possibly do is Spain. Getting lots of wood treasures, so he'll be able to get his market and not have much issue at all.
Yeah.
I think that maybe like, especially like, you know, 4 Culverin or something like that in age 4 might have been a bit better of a card to have in your deck than
I seem
Irish
to agree
Briggs.
with that, but the thing is that like you're always also scared of the H2 play from Spain because that's been a recent thing that a lot of people do.
Mhm.
So this deck from Frontline isn't really telling about that, but probably Keturboys know something we don't. Now, if we're looking over at the macro here from Frontline, we are seeing that he keeps on gathering wood. So my idea of what he probably wants to do
Extra
is he
TP.
most likely wants to get an extra TP, and like if he macros this really well, he can even go for steel traps and an extra TP here. He can have a really, really, really greedy H2 with all these small wood treasures that he managed to gather. Now let's switch over to Keturboy. Keturboy
Do
already
you-
managing to click up to the next stage.
Yeah. Do you normally go 5 Vils before your 700? I mean, at 5
No,
Vils.
no. You want to keep the 5 vil as a third card in
Okay.
H2. So you want to get enough XP and you want to get 5 vil after your 700 wood. So you do 700 coins, 700 wood, then 5 villagers. That's the ideal build with Spain. But
Mhm.
you also have to note that you have to have an extra shipment in H3 available then.
Sure.
Especially if you go with capitalism, your eco is going to be absolutely insane as Spain. Capitalism, 5 vil, Spanish gold. You can even rival France's eco, which is notoriously good. Now we
Yeah.
are seeing a stable being built from Keturboy, so that is indicating and
Probably-
a church. Okay, so
Just
yeah,
a
we are
s-
probably going to be indicated to see some kind of semi FF maybe from him,
Yeah.
but not really. He probably just put that stable in, so he won't have to chop for it in transition because this is looking like a fast FF from him. He is
Ooh.
going to put down the 700 coin, and yeah, there we go. We are seeing some forward based shenanigans from Spain. So let's switch over to Frontline's perspective to see what he's doing. He did get steel traps,
4
as I was
dogs
saying,
already.
and he is. Yep, and he's going to make rods, which is absolutely great for him, especially if he was able to scout that Francis opened with a TP, with a stable, excuse me. So if we just switch over to Frontline's perspective, there we
has.
go. That's the only building he has to scout right now. That is literally the only building he needed to know. So, Chosen, they are saying the stream is a bit laggy. Can we do anything about that? So the Twitch stream is a bit laggy, they're saying.
Okay, let me see what I can do. How about now?
All right, guys, try and see if it gets better. If it doesn't get better, we can try and maybe restart the stream. That wouldn't be a bad idea, probably. So yeah, let us know in like a minute or two if the stream gets better. If it's still laggy, we'll probably restart. Now, as for the gameplay right now, we are seeing Arrows in the base, if I'm not mistaken, are we? No,
Yeah,
we are not. So
He's ready for the 5-house semi, but it's not coming.
yeah, but the semi is not coming, and France at the other end is getting he's going.
There we go. I think this might be much better. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen,
Right.
hopefully we are good to go.
All right, has the stream started again?
Please, please, please. Yep. We are up.
Stream started again.
Please, please,
All right,
please.
so
Yep.
sorry for the small intermission there. Just trying to fix stream quality. Probably something to do with the overlapping stream with YouTube. I'm not sure, But yeah, let's hope this is going to be better now for those of you who are back. If you are suffering from advertisements right now, that is your cue
To
to
subscribe.
subscribe. Exactly. Just subscribe. Give us the money so you won't have to suffer ads anymore. So let's hit that play button and let's get right into it.
We have 5 puppies and 9 musketeers coming up, pulling up
Yes.
on Keturboy.
Ooh,
Ketchup
we
boy.
have got a couple of CDBs there, but it looks like they're gonna get away. They do
Yeah.
have their great coats, so they're not really scared of a couple of musketeers.
I
There
would've-
are there. Are they?
I would have liked to have seen maybe even the Explorer come in and be annoying, get the snare off on one of the CDB before he showed his musketeer. Now,
Yeah, the thing
nope.
is that musketeers and the CDBs and the Explorer have the same speed, right? CDB at 4.5, so they can get away if they just spot him on time. So I don't
Sure.
even think he would have been able to kill one of them. But yeah, he should have been more annoying. But anyways, we are seeing skirms being shipped and dragoons being
Immediately.
queued. A house is going to get built as well, so he's probably going to be able to get like 3 dragoons out, which I mean it's fine. You're not expecting any cav right now from Spain at this point. Knowing what is going to come with the double racks. So no, they're
Dogs
saying
are
that the
just-
stream is still very laggy.
What?
Maybe it's the overlap with YouTube. Maybe we should just stop streaming on YouTube.
I have no way of changing that.
Got you. Got you.
Let me press pause.
Yeah, let's just see what's going on over there. Yeah, sorry guys, we're gonna try and fix it ASAP. Let's we just gotta get to the root of the issue of why it is lagging at the moment.
I do not believe it's my internet.
Whatever it may be, let's just get to the bottom of what it is and fix it ASAP.
When I watch it, it doesn't look laggy. It's not great.
Maybe we need to lower the in-game settings. I don't really think it has much to do with Twitch, does it? Because what you're streaming to me looks pretty okay.
Yeah, I mean it's great for me. It has to
Yeah.
be OBS, but I don't know what's
I mean,
wrong with
I'm
OBS.
watching the Discord stream seems fine as well.
Yeah,
From
yeah.
my perspective.
I'm pretty
So I
sure
don't know what it is.
it's just OBS.
Yep. There you go, people. Giggs is saving up. He has a deal with OBS to scam us out of good content.
We'll try one more time. Let me know how that goes. Minutemen
Alright, so
get called.
Minutemen are coming out. 8 skirms are coming out as well. Stable goes down for Keturboy. Explorer goes down for Spain as well. Couple of Musketeers go down. I don't know if it was really worth it there for Frontline. Frontline is shipping 600 coin right now, so this is probably a play from him to try and age behind this. But the H2 pressure from Spain didn't really do much. He's not really ahead economically. It was really the mental games with just him being scared of losing villagers to those raids that this allowed the Rodoleros to come in there, because if he had rods in the fight with those skirms, he probably could have snared these skirmishers and wiped out a complete H3 shipment, which would have then put him back really nice ahead. So
Frontline did force 1,000 wood. He probably not, Ketcher probably would not have sent 1,000 wood if that stable had not gone down. He probably would have been okay.
I mean, the 1,000 wood is normal when you play that fast FF with France. You usually want that 1,000 wood as like your first or second shipment. The thing is that like he forced the 8 skirms, which is good for him because it's a military shipment rather than an economic upgrade shipment, right?
Sure.
And Keturboy, like Frontline knows this. He studied him. He knows that Keturboy likes to put that second TC up. And that's what he's probably going to be looking for to do here. Now, we
Scouting
also
for-
see House of Trastamara coming in, which is going to cause for a cheaper age up for Spain and fast. So Spain now has access to a fast age up, and look at how much faster that age up comes in comparison to the regular Spanish age up. And yeah, he's going to be double pumping rods right now, 30 village. If we can switch over to the French perspective, to Keturboy 1 second. Keter is on 24 CDBs. shipping Dragoons, queuing a couple of Dragoons. Also, he's going to get a full batch of Dragoons, so he's going to go for his classic Skirm Goon. And that TC from Keturboy is going up on the south side of the map. So, as I said, securing that hunt, securing that mine. Ketur loves his second TC placements with both Germany and France. He always does this, right? Like this is just a staple of his gameplay. And he's happy right now because he kind of survived this push. 1,000 coin coming in, maybe? No, because there's a lot stacked up right now. Ooh, villagers going down here for Frontline, not being attentive. That's one villager going down, second villager manages to survive and go back to the Spanish tower, but nice pickup there for Keturboy. He'll be happy with that. Getting a couple extra skirms, getting as well the gaslighting, if I'm not mistaken, that is called from the church, or the other upgrade. I think gaslighting is from the buildings. I forgot what the other upgrade is called, but look at that massive army from Spain can really get Fed upgrades if we can switch over to Frontline's perspective really quickly. I want to see, is he getting double upgrades? He is getting upgrades for his musketeers. Yup, he can also get himself, and yeah, he's looking really fine because that tower and those racks is secure kind of the middle of the map. He's not getting ecos are quite similar. He's probably even a little bit ahead. This is really looking good for Frontline right now, I would say. Frontline in this situation.
Yeah, I mean, as France. So if we don't the issue, pretty quick will be. He's already ever so slightly with 2.5. Sorry, 1.5. Percent better. Not percent, but you know what I mean. They gather quite a bit faster. Ooh, that's an annoying raid. Right there. Would have liked to have
Wait,
seen
so
them.
there was eventually there, and he even said earlier that French DCs we're kind of nearing the point where now another villager going down for Frontline. To be a real 2 Falcor, right? So Cat with the skirms, there we go. He is going to wait until he has a favorable. The amount of skirm goon out on the floor for Keturboy is now very substantial, and Frontline kind of wasted time by not pushing. And ooh, he manages to get one shot off with his Falconets very, very nicely. He's collapsing right now with the Hussars, but look at the Dragoon very nicely. Both of the Falconets go down now for France.
And the
yes,
rods
but one Falcon remaining alive. Rods connect on the Dragoons, but a lot of infantry from Spain is going down simultaneously. Not the best unit control so far from Keturboy, but he is picking it up, and all the roads are almost down. A lot of these roads have committed to these skirmishers, and very nice by Keturboy. He has managed to pick off the Revoleros on the Dragoons. Is going back, and now this is dangerous for France because this big switch of cuirassiers can come for France at any moment because the anti-cav isn't really sufficient. We've got a very big amount of skirmishers being queued up, and ooh, a lot of Dragoons going down, trying to get that Falconet down, and the Falc didn't even die. So that is a very big sacrifice for him.
Yeah, I mean, that Falconet living just means so much. You can pull it back. You can train a priest if you want to. I don't know if he has a church. He's making one right now, and I think that may just be the play. He does pick up a that was a skirmisher, not a CDB. But he does rescue the explorer as well. Now able to train dogs once more. Man, it still seems like the stream is lagging quite a bit.
I'm also seeing that it is a little bit better. So yeah, it's watchable, so we'll take that for now. Let's just get through the first game and see what we can do afterwards, probably. So yeah, more skirmishers coming in. If we can switch over to the French perspective right here, I want to see what the reaction is going to be from Keturboy. Not a lot of units out on the floor. Again, CDBs, he still has the economic advantage, so the Spanish score is predominantly in the military right now. But yeah, Spain has more skirmishers out on the field than France, which is not something you often see. But ooh, okay, that's what he's been macroing for. Jaeger's coming out, and Jaeger's is going to be a big game changers in these skirm wars, especially with France going, Spain, sorry, going very heavily on infantry here. This could be a game decider. This could be a one that swings at Greedy. I would also like to see some cuirassiers coming out. Cuirassiers not only counter the skirmishers, they also kind of pseudo counter the Lancer shipments from Spain. Cuirassiers perform exceptionally well against Lancers. And yeah, Frontline doing a very good job trying to poke with his skirmishers, trying to get some idle CDBs maybe that Keturboy is not paying attention for. But look at this, Keturboy has traded, has not had the best fights, but behind this he's macroed very, very well. And he's just in a very good position right now. That TC is going to be pressured, but I think he can even pop his Jaegers from that TC, and he's just going to be waiting for that bigger Cuirassier switch, eventually shipping the 3 Cuirassiers and probably training a batch of 5. Okay, so Jaegers, are they going to pop out? He puts them from the back TC. Group them up, you were right. By that one in the scrum, right? So the pressure really is of micro I play, because Frontline has so far done a very good job with his army combo.
And you know, those few villagers that were trained, I mean, there's 500
counter infantry rifling coming just in time right now. Ooh, why are we pausing?
Sorry.
Infantry rifling coming just in time, and these villagers are not going to get trapped. They are the trap right now. There are cuirassiers out on the field. There are a lot of skirmishers. There are, and Frontline realizing this is going away, not trying to engage. Keturboy taking his army and just doing the big old switcheroo. He says, fight. Yours can't. So I'm going to go straight ahead and find your villagers and force your immobile army to fight me. And look at what Frontline is doing. He has taken the decision to not fight the CDBs on the south. He wants to save these villagers of his. He doesn't want to go for the trade. He wants to really engage in mobility, which is really going to be hard. Yes, these rodelleros are very fast, but all these skirmishers and Jaegers with counter infantry rifling over there, these dragoons and cuirassiers are having the time of their life on the so many of them down, and look at these skirmishers from France. Look at how much damage Keturboy has managed to put on Frontline right now. And shipment ready for France, and I will be very surprised if we see anything else but 3 cuirassiers. There we go, 3 cuirassiers coming in right now. Almost all of the rodelleros from the original mass are down. Skirmishers are coming in right now. More rodelleros coming to join the fray, but with that counter infantry rifling, look at how fast they're melting chosen. Not only the rodelleros, and now Frontline has put himself in a position where he's so vulnerable to a cav switch. All the cuirassiers that he had are currently still alive. Yes, a couple of dragoons did go down. A Jaeger also went down here, and now the French army is kind of looking like it's in a pickle, kind of like it's trapped. But Falconet has to pact to try and go for the kill here, to try and cut them off. The French army is trying to retreat as north possible as he can. Cuirassiers are going to come in, the 3 cuirassiers. Ooh, big volley from Falconets there. Yes, taking down a couple of skirmishers, but if you look at the score has equalized. Not only has it equalized, it has gone in France's favor. This is a big play here from Keturboy. So incredibly smart. What a big risk from him, taking on the Spanish villagers. If we switch over quickly to Frontline's perspective, I want to see how many villagers he's on after the raid. He is on 40 villagers, so yes, France is substantially ahead on eco right now. Cavalry cuirass and a Culverin coming in on the French side right now. If we can see that, more cuirassiers coming in, and my friend, this is not enough anti-cav to face these cuirassiers with counter infantry rifle skirms behind it, especially with that Culverin coming in to snipe that Falconet coming in. But the CDBs are going to be coming. Ooh, big dodge right there by that Falconet on that Culverin, but CDB are coming in, and look at how they're tanking everything at the front line. Pun intended. Cuirassiers coming in the back here very nicely, going to tank all of these Lancer shots. Lancers didn't manage to connect. on the skirmisher once, but the Falconet managed to survive the onslaught from the Culverin. Now another reinforcing Cuirassier batch is coming in, and now these Cuirassiers are going to go to get where he is right now. There is still 7 veteran Cuirassiers with 553 HP out on the field. More Artilleros coming in, trying to mend the damage, trying to save the skirmishers, but a lot of villagers from Spain are going to go down because of that. They cannot leave that food because this is probably the only food he has control over right now that isn't being raided, and this has been a very, very good fight for Keturboy, but Frontline
just gathering,
just doing an absolutely amazing job at just limiting the damage, because any other lesser player than Frontline would have lost his entire map, and probably his eco out of this. But a lot more Cuirassiers coming in right now. 5 Husk shipment coming in as well. Just anything to try and tank as many of these Cuirassier shots as possible. CDBs are being pulled in again, and look at how nicely he's putting these CDBs on the front line. These CDBs are going to tank so many Rodolero shots, even Husk shots at this point with Pioneers, Blunderbuss, and Villager HP Greatcoats. Cuirassiers again just being dragged to the back line of the... And look at how beautiful Keturboy is microing this down. All the anti-cav is gone again, and these skirmishers are so exposed again. Another batch of Rotoleros is going to be coming in, but that's it for Keturboy. Keturboy is going back, and he's attacking the Spanish villagers with his own CDBs, and for his troubles, he's managed to get a villager over there and another villager to lower HP. He has managed to run the Spanish villagers off of that mine right now, secured that part of the map. And look at this, as I said before, you're going to have to fight for the resources on this map, because this map is really, really delusional in the amount of hunts you get. It's not as much as you think, and this map looks kind of small from France right here, I do have to admit. So if we're switching over to Keturboy's perspective, is he planning to do something major here militarily? He does have 43 CDBs, so the CDB mass has been trimmed down a little bit. The Rotoleros here trying to defend the skirmish,
doing their best, and they
look
actually
at how much
get...
They do. Look at how hard it is for them to try and kill these Cuirassiers, and there's just not much coming in for Keturboy. But as I'm saying that, let's switch over to Keturboy. Did I just see a Napoleon gun being queued? But he just quickly unqueued that. He was just dreaming about that Napoleon gun. That could have just been absolutely humongous with the amount of infantry there, and with the unit control that we all know that Keturboy is capable of. It could have been very, very good. I see that we have restarted the stream for some reason. The stream has died. I think that happened automatically, but yeah. Okay, so let's just continue on casting this game. So yeah, more and more skirmishers out. Is actually ahead on score right now, but that is just momentarily because 5 Cuirassiers, big boy, beefy Cuirassiers are going to come out. And at this point, do you even need skirmishers if you're France? Just pull in your CDBs and just fight with them. Cuirassier CDB is the unit comp to win right here. And yeah, this is going to be very scary if a right click is going to come in. If we can just go down south, follow that army, trying to see what these CDBs are being attacked here. Yeah, CDBs are going to be pulled in again, and now that's a lot of Cuirassiers. That is a lot of Cuirassiers. Yes, it is a lot of Rodolero. Don't have the mass really. If they can get picked off by these skirmishers from France and by the CDBs, mind you, CDBs also do a very good. Yes, one swing going off on these Cuirassiers, managing to pull them back. He has to pull these Rotoleros back. He cannot stand and fight with these Rotoleros, because if it comes to a stand and fight, these Rotoleros are going to get absolutely hammered. But now I'm kind of wondering, with this massive Rotoleros, this is a lot of Rotoleros. He can probably even fight this. And this is a lot of CDBs here. This is 33 CDBs. These CDBs are not gathering right now. The Spanish eco is probably dead at this stage. And also Keturboy not managing to finish up his batch of Cuirassiers. So his reinforcement here is going to be one solemn lone Cuirassier coming in to support this fight. And I'm wondering if he can win this fight. But as I'm saying this, how many times have CDBs taught us that they can single-handedly win games? And Frontline knows this, and he's just running away. He's trying to pick up as many CDBs
and he knows the longer he stalls these CDB, they're just not going to be gathering.
Exactly.
He'll have such a
but 3 Falconets are coming in, but what are the Falconets even here for? There's barely any skirmishers, and CDBs just kind of hammer Falconets. Falconets don't really kill villagers, and look at this. The Cuirassiers have now, they are DPSing everything down. The Rodolero having I'm trying to get on top of the cavalry, and these Falconets are the back line here with the skirmishers, but neither one of them really counter anything that is on the field. Spain, yes, he does have 43 villagers, but if he gets cleaned up in a big fight over here, it can be absolutely mortal for him, because the economy of Spain is just to the south. CDBs are going onto the Falconets here. 2 Falconets already going down, only 1 Falconet alive. A lot of Spanish villagers are going down, not only CDBs going down here, the Spanish army has been wiped away, and all of a sudden, Keturboy has taken a 2k score lead, and now frantically looking for the Spanish villagers to get ahead as well economically. And Keturboy is just deciding to keep the CDB mass with his army. He's deciding not to go on to resources anymore. He just wants to fight this and end this as soon as possible.
Yeah. Thank you for the $10. Tac Cafe, super appreciate that.
Big Tech Cafe.
And yeah, I mean, this almost still seems even. Like there are almost no reinforcements that are going to be coming in from France. Like this is it. And so if Frontline can keep these villagers gathering, which we're not sure if he can, then this game might just be in Frontline's hands. We need to get these villagers, these CDB, back onto resources after taking that commanding military lead. But now you almost don't have a commanding military lead after this. There are 17 rods on the field, and there are 3, 4. Yeah, Kurt,
I'm. These villagers are going side of the map, but okay, there we go. On that hunt right there, so. CDBs, 36 CDBs is better than 40 Spanish villagers, sorry. Food this entire time, so tough time trying to even kill. They're almost not even countering them at this point unless they're in a huge mass, right? Out from the Spanish side here, so it's probably really going to be a Falcor. Can we switch over to Keturboy really quickly? I think Napoleon guns would have come absolutely clutch at this time. I don't think you want Falconets here. If you have the ability to get Napoleon guns rather than Falconets, you'd probably rather have that. Now, we are going to see 2 Falconets coming in from Keturboy. We also are seeing Cav HP bit of healing he can get on these cuirassiers is going to be absolutely huge for him, because if they have high HP, they're just absolutely not going to die. The only way they die is if they're already lowered from fight, right?
And there's
and these Falconets, yeah, go ahead.
No food left. I would love to see, although there aren't a whole lot, like he has so much house population and a lot of coin, like maybe even Highwaymen or Cossack Daredevil, like anything to get a unit advantage.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that we're seeing skirmishers and rodoleros being produced by the Spanish player by Frontline, and Falconets counter them. Whereas by the Spanish player by Frontline, and Falconets counter them. Whereas the Falconets from Spain are not going to kill CDBs, right? So all are not going to kill CDBs, and they're not going to kill cuirassiers. So the only thing the cuirassiers have to do here is just be able to tank until the Falconets come in and do their job. And if we switch over to Keturboy's perspective, I'm wondering what units he's queuing right now as well. He's queuing more skirmishers and more cuirassiers. He had resources for a while here. Now he's pushing forward with the Falconets and the CDBs and the cuirassiers. He's not really scared anymore of these skirmishers just poking a little bit, because he's got his own ranged units. He's got Falconets, and these babies, they pack a way heavier punch than these skirmishers. Shot coming in, managing to dodge it quite nice with that pull trick. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, pull tricking is a way to just dodge artillery shots in the game. Like, artillery is not often going to kill units when they're being pull tricked. And we have to mend the south side of the map though, because Frontline does have his own Falconets. If we can just turn off the fog of war, I want to see what Frontline can see here. Frontline does have his own artillery pieces out on the floor, if I'm not mistaken. No, it does not look like he does. It looks like he actually canceled them. He realized that these Falconets
he's making
not really
calls,
countering anything, and he is going for Culverin, so he's trying to bait in for Keturboy into his base as much as possible, trying to get these Culverins to get a clean shot off. But a lot
and the
of these
Culverins
villagers
are
there as
gonna
well.
possibly get a really good.
They are gonna pop, but the
Careful!
Falconets are gonna get a shot. Ooh,
And-
okay, so the Falconets get a shot off on the Rodoleros, and these Culverins are not gonna be long for this world, because the cuirassiers are gonna collapse on them, and one of these Falconets is still alive and is getting big, humongous shots out on these Rodoleros. And again, the problem for these the CDBs, they keep blocking their paths, and these villagers from Spain, they, God bless their souls, they want to help out their Spanish compatriots in the fight against the French, but these cuirassiers just don't die to anything anymore. With Cav HP, with Cav Combat, with Cav Cuirass, 680 HP, cuirassiers are just mauling everything down, and Keturboy is taking a 4k score lead in this game. Villagers popping in and out of these TC. Keturboy should know that all of the French economy is in here, all of the Spanish economy, excuse me, enemy is in here, he should just sit under this TC and just siege it, because no resources and no reinforcements are gonna come in if he just keeps these villagers belled up right now.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess now you'll have food from these haciendas, which is wonderful, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, one thing that I would be one thing that I would be interested to see, like, if you just make 4 towers in your base, like...
No, that's just very counterproductive because it costs so much resources, right? And these towers, they don't really kill these cuirassiers. And oh my god, what a massive find on the north side of the map. The entire coin economy from Spain is up there, and Keturboy realizes it, and he is racing his cuirassiers to the north side of the map. If we can check them out, yeah, Keturboy as well. Him being able to spot this is huge, and yes,
coin.
now finally the Napoleon coins are gonna needs them at the moment. He doesn't need any falconets or culverins of his own. He needs a mobile unit that can dodge these shots from any artillery. What are Rod's gonna even do at this point? And look at how many villagers from Spain are gonna go down. This is gonna be so... entire economy is wiped out. How? Because they're just gonna be able to melee go in from the back and do all the damage. And with these 2 haciendas, every hacienda is like should be even 1.5.
Yeah,
Keturboy
for sure. I wonder, probably not both on Soldados. I mean, they would do well versus this comp.
yeah, but at this point, even Soldados don't kill them, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, these Rodoleros are here. They're just gonna try and do something. But even if you delete half this cure mass, in this all clumped together, right? Like if a cuirassier gets a swing on, he gets a swing on probably like 5-6 Rodoleros at the same time with this stance. And Keturboy just absolutely such a wonderful player, just managing to wriggle his way back into the game, and just he's so good. He's just absolutely so good at what he's. I do not know. I'm not really. Probably 3 minutes ahead of the Twitch chat, Twitch stream, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. No. I hate being on the production side when it doesn't go perfectly.
It is what it is. We just have to figure out what the issue is here, and we can continue from there. Probably in between games now here with this, but I don't really know what the issue is.
We are working on it, ladies and gentlemen. Be able to
Alright, so fellow producers are telling us so yeah. Let's see what's going on. We're thinking maybe a connectivity issue, maybe an OBS thing. We're not really sure. I'm not all that tech savvy, so I'll leave it up to Chosen and others to try and fix it. So yeah, the game didn't end there from what I'm realizing, but I mean, Keter was quite ahead, so I don't think, in my opinion, Frontline really had a window to come back in that game. So we'll just end it there probably. And we're gonna the players are in the next game right now, so they have been for the last 10 minutes. So yeah, this should continue just fine, and I do assume that Ketur did win the game.
Yeah.
So what is the update right now?
I don't know. In OBS. Oh, it actually looks like it might be going better. Let's see what we can do here. I'm looking for the game. I cannot find it.
Alright, so in the comments I'm seeing a couple of people saying it's fine now. Just a couple of things. If you can switch up the flags, it was Keturboy that played France. And
Oh,
Frontline that
sorry,
played
yes.
Spain.
Yes.
It's all good, don't worry. And while you're at it, just update the score as well. And we should be fine. I apologize to the people watching with us right now. It's not fun to have production issues, but believe me, it's not fun for us either. We are trying to make the best out of the situation and be positive. There's still 6 games left, so
For
we're
sure.
sacrificing 1 game of a little bit of lag issues for the next 6 games to be absolute bangers like this one was. So yeah, let's see what we can do with that. So the issue is for the people, Chosen is also producing while co-casting, so big props for him for doing both of this at the same time. We do not have a producer ready, so yeah, I don't know what I can say to that. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, just waiting for them to get into the next game now at this point. Hopefully the stream is looking a little bit better. This is all a little bit stressful for me. I apologize.
It's all good. Don't worry. No stress. At the end of the day, you're trying your best, and that's what you can give. So, we see a couple of big names in here. We see Minimalt. We see Keturboy also complaining a little bit, but we always like to see his name pop up. We've got Big, Callan, Apex Legends. We miss your stream a lot. Hopefully we see you soon again. We also got Big Passy in here. So Runbeer, Aaron the Goat, Black Duke again. The usuals. Random name and again, I'm so sad that this is going the way it is going at the moment, but we are probably fixing it. Hopefully, let's trust in Chosen. Let's trust in his internet.
I don't think it's my internet. I think my internet's just fine. I don't know what's going on. It's very, very frustrating.
So for whatever it is, let's hope for divine intervention and get this fixed for the next game, hopefully. So
We have, for the next game, we have Frontline playing Brit versus Catchers Italy. Italy is a strong civ, and so is Brit. Who do you think's favored in this matchup?
I played this before against Brigadier, one of the best Italy players actually, as Brit, and I won it. But I do know that it is probably a 50-50 matchup. I would say it's really map dependent. If Brit can really force Italy to stay in a H2, H3, they can have a better chance. But a good Italy player that knows how to play the Civ can probably deny Brit from just having full map control forever. You can do a little bit of Muskfalk action. Albanian company, Brit isn't the best Civ against heavy cavalry, early H3, especially in these sizes, you know. So yeah, we can see something interesting from Keturboy.
Yeah. I mean, Italy is really strong. You just kind of make buildings and sit in base and whatnot, and You know, Brit is very good with early aggression. They can stay H2 and slug it out with the best of them. But man, if you can get out of H2 as Italy, even stay in H3 or get into H4 relatively unscathed, they are a civ to contend with for certain. Do you think Italy's even worth playing at all in H2? Like, could we see any H2 build, or?
I think Italy is worth playing in every single age. It's
Okay.
the best sim in the game, in my opinion. It's incredibly obnoxious that I don't want to get into it because probably a lot of Italy enjoyers in the. In my opinion, it's quite a very annoying civ to play against. That's for sure.
Yeah, they've got probably the strongest heavy cannon or equivalent in the game, besides maybe bombards, although I think Papals are better in my opinion. They've got the strongest skirm in the game. They have some crazy stuff that they can get out with their what's their equivalent to a church? It's the big is it basilica? Is that what it is?
Yes, it is the
Yeah.
Basilica.
Yeah, the
yes.
basilica, just incredible. There's so many things that you can do as Italy. Such a strong civilization. But looking forward to, still waiting on the delay, but we will be in very, very shortly.
All right, so I think we have the next game ready, don't we, Chosen? With the 3-minute delay, if we can just refresh it really quickly.
There we go.
There we go.
Got it.
ESOC Lobby A. We got it on the beautiful map of Painted Desert. What a classic map. What a wonderful time to be AoE 3 enjoyers. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's hop right into the game here. We are loading into it. And when we load in, I will let Chosen take it away for us and introduce the players and the maps. So, Chosen, whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Wonderful. What we have in the bottom of the map, the south side, in the color blue, playing as the civilization, the British, we have Frontline. What a wonderful, wonderful player. Been doing great job. In the north side of the map, or maybe even the northeast, you see Keturboy playing as a color, playing in the color red, as the civilization Italians as well. Just such a strong player. Very much looking forward to seeing all these cows get soaked up. Maybe we'll even see a cheeky livestock pen if we do get enough cows. Do you think it's worth using your architect to make a pen? Like at what point is it just the normal 8 cows?
I've argued it before. I thought about this. I'm not enough of an Italy player. I'm not good enough with the Civ. I've been playing it a little bit on my alt account. For the rest, I don't know the Civ all that well, say for sure. But in my opinion, if you manage to get at least like 6-7 cows, it's always worth to make a livestock pen. I mean, the drawback is for other civs that you don't really want to spend 200 wood on it, right? But like with Italy, you're not spending any wood on it. It's completely free. So if you manage to sneak it in, I don't think it's a bad idea to do. I think it's actually good. But then again, with the timings, etc., I'm not sure how it really works.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how he decides to play. I mean, you don't really have to be too incredibly greedy than normal to do just fine as Italy. You can eat the cows, maybe even have a faster age up. He's chopping quite a bit, probably going to get his house. Or, maybe get placer mines and gang saw to get those extra villagers as well.
Yep,
Having that extra XP just feels so nice as the British, you get to send your 3 vills, although, I mean, obviously he's sending that before he actually picks up the treasure. But about a standard of
Chosen.
it.
You have been mentioned in the casting section, so let me just take over from here for the casting for the next couple of minutes. You try and sort out what you have to sort out over there. Thanks, man. I really appreciate you again, guys. Don't be too hard on him. He's trying his best. We're all volunteering at the end of the day, but keep in the criticisms. If you see anything, if you notice anything, please let us know. If it's the audio imbalance, if it's a stream lagging, let us know so we can give you the most optimal AoE3 experience. So yeah, if we can quickly look at the deck when it comes to the British right now, I want to see what Keturboy is feeling right here on this particular map. If we can just get a look at the British deck really quickly.
Give me 1 second. I doing my best to audio balance right now. Let's see here if this works. Okay, British
so
deck.
I do
we got
have good
this.
news for you. The stream is perfectly smooth from people
Woohoo.
in the comments. So
That's
thank you
wonderful.
again for your feedback, guys, and we managed to. So very interesting. We are seeing Advanced Arsenal in H2. I know a lot of Brit players have a lot of debates on Advanced Arsenal in H2. Oftentimes you don't see it, but I see that Frontline does enjoy it. And for Keturboy, a very balanced deck, right? He can play H2, he can play H3, he can play H4, he can play any age with the Civ. He's got the Croatian company and the Broken Lands company too. He's got the Albanian company in H3. He also got 13 halberdiers, 12 skirmishers, the Bersalieris. He's got the Papal Bombards. He's got everything he needs to fight it out in every single age, and that's just what makes it's such a good Civ. Now, very nice manner positioning here by Frontline, forever taking these line of sights from the natives. It is very important for Brit to have sight, right? Because you've got villagers all over the map, and you don't want to get raided. So it is very, very nice for him to place these manners at these certain positions. Now, gangs are coming in a little bit late, but normally the market comes in later for Brit as well, so that's not really all that much of an issue. He has to allocate a couple of more bills to food right now, not to be idled in H1, and he is completely golden right now. And yeah, if we switch over to the Italian perspective, let's see what Keturboy is up to. Keturboy is getting placer mines right now.
Super
he is
greedy
chopping,
deck.
and he's it is, but it's a balanced deck, right? So it's he can do basically whatever he wants to age wise, and he is chopping more wood right now as I'm seeing. I wonder what all this wood is going to be for, because he's probably eyeing steel traps right now, but this is more than
Steel
just
traps is
chopping
actually
for
already
steel
in.
traps, right? Oh, okay. So he's eyeing something. He's probably eyeing as soon as he ages to H2. Who knows? I'm interested to see what he's going to be using that.
Yeah, I'm interested as well. Maybe
Simultaneously,
he's
the
gonna
tower
put
is
it.
going up.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
go ahead.
Maybe he'll put it in the Lombard, although I feel like that's just kind of a waste. Maybe he'll gather up a little bit of coin and make his own basilica, although I feel like you want to let your architect do that.
Very interesting.
What is he?
We're seeing 700 wood coming in from Keturboy, and we are seeing a barracks coming up
He
as
is
well.
gonna.
ASAP. So he's managing. He wants to duke it out in H2 by the looks of things. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, you haven't even scouted, at least as far as I can tell, a barracks or any aggression from Frontline, although I'm sure you know that it's coming as Brit. You're probably not going to FF or FI on a non-TP map when you don't have, the Greenwich time, but I feel like... you could probably just get up to H3 without too much of an issue. You have your outpost in base, you have your Minutemen if you so desire. But yeah, I'm not sure.
I think I know what Keturboy is going for. I think he's talked to me about this before, and he feels like Italy's probably one of the best H2 civs, right? I think we're going to see both the Croatian company and the Broken Lands. He isn't shipping anything yet because he's waiting for the macro. There we go. Broken Lands company is going to come in with a couple of musketeers as well. He is housed for now, so I wonder if he's managing to put that house in just in time to finish his batch. Yes, he is, but he didn't have enough coin. Oh, okay. He just didn't manage to finish his batch, so that's a bit of a bummer for him. And right on cue, we have 6 longbow coming in super duper early right now for Frontline. Frontline really wants to put a lot of pressure on it. He's probably just expecting a semi-FF with musketeers, and Broken Lands company is just gonna do so much. Like, he's never gonna kill these Elmeto Stratiots in H2.
I
by
hate
the looks of things at the
6
moment.
longbow unless you know that there are going to be skirm on the field. Musketeers are just so much better against musketeers than longbow, in my opinion. These longbow, if they get caught out, there's no way that you're kiting with them. They're just gonna die. They've got 95 health. I know they do have decent range resist, but if musketeers get on top of longbows, they just melt. Longbows do considerably well against goons or against other skirmishers, but against musk, they tend to not do so well. The thing that they have going for them is the longer range, but again, as I said, because of their animation, they just do not.
Yeah, and it looks like the Broken Lance Company is going to come in, and the British Army is really in a pickle here, backing corner, and he's doing a mistake that is never supposed to be done at this level. I know that everyone does it. I still do it. I'm not I'm not perfect when it comes to this, but don't push behind your enemy's base. A lot of musketeers, look at this, Italy has more musketeers than Brit out on the floor at this point in the game right now. He's splitting his army very nicely. He's just walking forward with his musketeers, with his Almetos and with his Stradiots, and he's going to snare the entire Italian army, and these longbows are just going to melt like paper to the Almetos and the musketeers, and the other British musketeers just, they don't have the DPS to take down this heavy cavalry yet right in the field. And we only have one Elmeto lost, and look at the losses taken by Frontline so far. And yes, Italy is even taking a score lead right now. 600 wood coming in for Frontline right now, but is 600 wood really what you need when your entire army is getting pushed off the map right now?
Yeah, there were so many things that just went wrong, in my opinion, with Frontline's build. Because he went 700 wood and then the 6 longbows, which didn't actually do anything so far, except for get half the HP off of of an architect. Besides that, those longbows have done nothing. You only have one barracks until you gather enough wood from the 600 wood that you delayed, which you haven't. I mean, you picked up a little bit, but you haven't picked all of it up. To get those 6 just the 6 longbows, I feel is probably game losing here. You need to be able to produce from both the barracks ASAP, and that has not happened.
Ooh, and it's just being pushed in between this cliff. And this cliff is
called.
not really saving him. Yeah, this cliff is just pushing him into a deeper corner that he cannot get out with, and these Almetos lower HP, but they've kind of done their job at this point, because the amount of musketeers out on the floor for Italy is just so oppressing for Britain. He feels like he can't even keep up. He's shipping 6 musketeers of his own right now to try and keep up in the must count. I would like to see him back off his heavy cavalry, Keturboy, and I would like to see him try and maybe get some priests to heal them up. 8 Pavasiers coming in behind, which is just an absolute counter. Like, so far the cards have been absolute counters to what Brit has been doing. Frontline has shipped 6 longbows, and Broken Lance Company has come in, and now he's shipping 6 musketeers. And on the other end, 8 Pavasiers are going to come in to counter that. And this is just such beautiful counterplay by Ketur. He just absolutely knows what he's doing, and that's why he picked this map, knowing Brit is going to be played, and he knows he just has a complete counterplay for it. He's not really even scared to go in with these musketeers under the base right now, because he knows that Minutemen has been up. So he's going to just take a couple of trays and back off. Villagers are being pulled, but he's losing villagers.
Musk, wow.
Yes, he is, and he's losing villagers in the meanwhile.
But as far as military count, sorry.
Go ahead.
As far as military count goes, I mean, Frontline's done what he needed to make the numbers look much better, but he's traded so many villagers for that, and Ketur is not all that far away from being the exact same villager pop, which is not a good sign if you are the British civilization. Ooh, and those villagers are gonna get caught as well. Those musketeers are going. Oh, did Frontline send? No. Those villagers are just doing more damage than I would have thought in ranged attack.
Yeah, they do have village HP, and just, I mean, they do have low attack, but if you have 30 of them at the same time shooting at something, they will probably be able to kill it, right? So,
yeah.
that's really the thing. And yeah, I think just Brit is in such a bad position right now. He's hurting. He's losing the map. He's losing his forward base, his tower at least, and he just doesn't have the units to be able to compete with Italy right now. And if we're switching over to Keturboy's perspective really quickly, we are going to see, if we switch over to Italy, yes, there we go. We are going to see more musketeers coming in, and if he has a coin shipment left, he's just going to age behind this. and this whole push has been so successful for him right now. 29 villagers plus a trickle right now on the floor, and a couple more upgrades are coming in, so we're going to see more vills in comparison to 36 vills for Brit. And the Italian vills have not been idled once the entire game almost, except for the architects a little bit by the longbows. Brit is probably getting outgathered, especially with Lombards going up. Look at how many
5
Lombards are going up
Lombards.
now.
And the
Yeah.
the resources are trickling in. You can do 1, 2, 3, and get even more resources back in there. And within the next minute and a half, you'll have pretty much doubled all the resources. Thank you
Yes,
so
that's
much,
true.
Consensus, for the subscription. We really do appreciate it. It helps us.
Big Consensus back. Wow, we haven't seen that guy in such a long time, have we now, Chosen? Welcome
No.
back, Big Boy Consensus. We do miss you, and thank you for the subscription. Thank you to everyone that keeps supporting the stream and ESOC TV. Your help is greatly appreciated. And now, you thought he was aging up. Oh no, ladies and gentlemen. Big Boy Keturboy is shipping the Croatian company and going double Rex right now. He's sticking this out in H2. He knows he has a substantial advantage right now. Yes, he has more Musketeers out than Brit on the field. But once these Croatian company comes in with the Schiavones and with the Krabats, they're just going to be able to counter so much, and it's going to deny Brit from ever really making a big longbow, which would kind of be the counterplay to the Musketeers. But yeah, Croatian company coming in just locks all of this down, and he is shipping a mercenary shipment while being equal in score with Brit. It shows you how much ahead he currently is in the game.
Yeah, and there's a decent amount of cav on the field, but like you said, I mean, these Krabats, they're not bad against cavalry, and the Musketeer count is just better than Frontlines, and Frontline is trying to age. Okay, I mean,
Wow.
if you're gonna age, you have to go be super annoying with raids and hope that those Musketeers go and catch you, not knowing that those Krabats are on the field. That's what I would be doing right now. But once you figure out that those Krabats are able to catch any raid that you put forward, I mean, these 2 Hussars are gonna do something, I guess. But Musketeers just right click, and what do you do here as Frontline? Score is close, but losing another villager.
What you do here is Frontline is like you try to age relatively unscathed, right? You try and get into the next stage without dying, really, but
Ooh, he's gonna get an architect.
it's going to be tough. He is going to get an architect, and simultaneously, though, he is going to be losing all of his villagers. So many British villagers out there right now, and the army is going to just kind of try and soak up as much damage to save these vills, and these vills are kind of probably going to be pulled in. But with these Krabats, units that are good against everything, if Keturboy micros this correctly, he can manage to get down a lot of villagers while simultaneously getting a lot of the British army. But on second thought, I don't think this is a great fight right now for Ketur, because these vills are soaking up a lot of damage, and a lot of Italian units are going down, and at the end of the day, all Frontline wants to do is survive until the next stage. Yes, his eco isn't going to be great, but 2 Falconets and double Musketeer production is going to be enough for him to try and vie himself back into the game and in some way, right? So this isn't the worst trade in the world right now for Frontline, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it feels really bad losing. I think he lost like 10 villagers. We'll have to check the endgame stats at 15 minutes. He lost like almost 10 villagers. Right now British should be much closer to like 50, but we're at 30. So it does not feel good. Catcher is actually ahead on villager count, and he has the architects that are worth quite a bit, and these Lombards just put in so much work, and he's had such a I mean, the deck has not been incredibly greedy, at least in Age 2, but we do see veterancy come in. Yeah, and then
we are seeing veterancy coming in, and we are seeing Falconets as well being able to come in. Keturboy very smartly backing off right now, sensing what's coming on. He knows that there's a lot of damage that he can, that Frontline can inflict on him, and he's going to go for the runaround again. He's going to try and just split his units and be as obnoxious and annoying as possible. And that's just what he knows how to do. He knows he can out APM. He knows and he trusts his skills. And this is what he's doing right now. He's probably going to buy himself time to age up himself. If we switch over to his perspective, he's
He's
probably
already
stopping in
up
production.
with
And there
the
we
marksman.
go. The marksman age up, so he's going to get Paviziers. And
So we're gonna
he's
see
kind
some
of
fast
sacrificing
walls.
these musketeers. Yeah, we are seeing fast walls coming in, but not a couple of vills are going to go down trying these fast walls, you would assume. And there's probably a gap in the wall. There we go. That wall finished. These musketeers can just go in there, and look at how many villagers.
We are gonna
Brit,
take
again,
out the
Frontline.
barracks.
Frontline is on a timer, Chosen. He's on a timer. He has to do damage right here now. Italy is just gonna walk away with it, and he's even gonna outscale Brit.
Do you even maybe, because you're either it works or it doesn't work, do you get under the TC almost and just siege that instead of worrying about a barracks? I don't know what else you could try and do. And
You cannot
age up
really go for the
quickly.
TC because Minutemen are still available, and Vill
That
HP
is
is a
true.
tech that you get with Italy, right? So you can just do the reverse on Brit and just, ooh, what is that wagon going into the British base right there? Is that a Lombard wagon going base right there? If we look at Brit's base, that's just
Oh,
an
that's
Italian
hilarious.
Lombard wagon.
I mean,
Oh,
he
but
has
he's just
5
scouting with it.
Lombards. You know, he might as
Exactly.
well.
He's just scouting with it, seeing what he can do, and he'll simultaneously raiding while defending his own, getting. The problem for him is that he's far away from a shipment right now, and the barracks that he's getting.
Ooh,
the
he's not gonna
veterancy
get
upgrade from
veterancy.
is actually-
Go,
no,
go, go,
the
go,
veterancy
go!
upgrade is gonna go down. Barracks is
Wow.
gonna go down without veterancy. He's frantically putting up a barracks in the back. There we go. Okay, so veterancy is gonna
And
come up.
you can't back up as frontline. You haven't done enough. You gotta go kill these vills, or you gotta go do something. But backing up is not the something that you have to be doing. I mean, we've got 40 musketeers, but only 20 over here. The other ones are just going and catching raids, seeing all the annoying musketeers. Definitely doing your best to out APM Frontline, who is not shabby on his APM either. But now we see Catcher at 46 musketeers to Frontline's 45, and we see Culverin now being trained as well from Frontline. So, you know, this is not going terribly. Also, another thing to note,
Yeah.
there were quite a few Brit houses that were sieged down, and so at any point you just send 1,000 wood, you make all of your houses, and you're back in it with the economy. And
Exactly.
yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
more
Now I am
architects being
seeing
trained.
something here from front. Keter. Keter is going to be training musketeers with triple racks, and he's going to be shipping 2 Falcons. So, is he really looking to go for an H4? I don't think so. Does he have a window? Definitely, because Brit has backed off right now. You could be aging up with the engineer to H4, get your own Falconets, rather than shipping to cancel your units and just go up. But if we're switching over to Keturboy's perspective once more, if we can, please, switch over to the Italian perspective. There we go. Falconets are going to come in. He's sticking to it. More architects are going to come up. So he's just going to decide to duke it out. And mentioning consensus from before, this is the classic consensus 1 Culverin that he always gets in H3. And yeah, that 1 Culverin is just going to swing the artillery battle in his favor. But there's just so much infantry out on the floor for Keturboy.
this
If
is the
Keturboy can do
fight.
damage of his own, if Keturboy can do damage of his own with Falconets on the infantry, he can be fine here, and he can go forward and right click everything, because his reinforcements gonna be 15 musketeers. Minutemen are gonna come out right now as well. Falconets are probing backwards. There we go. Minutemen are going to look to do as much damage as possible on that Culverin. And yeah, the Falconets are still backing off for Italy right now, packing these Falconets as well. So many musketeers right now, 62 musketeers. We can see a Vilpol here, but oh, never mind. Culverin is coming in for Italy as well at the moment. So he is going to counter that Culverin from Frontline with his own. And there we go. Falcons are being unpacked, but it's not even a problem for him because he can afford that. Culverin has taken a shot on the other Culverin there. Falconet going down for Brit. Another Falconet is still alive, and that Culverin
is still
for
alive.
Italy is still alive. There we go, but that Culv is very, very low HP. goes forward with his army. Just march forward, focus down that culverin with your infantry, and he's unpacking his culverin, and there we go. Oh my god, that bounce shot just took down a falconet and the culverin. What a beautiful bounce shot there
He meant
for
to do that.
Keturboy, and now of course he did. And now he's just ahead in the he's managing to be pushing his advantage at the moment. He just has so much more stuff than Italy out on the floor right now.
And I don't, another culverin. I mean, you have one falcon, one culverin. I don't know if the culverin is going to do as much as we need it to do. This is great. I love to see, responding back, getting these, I like to call them GUA raids, famous for sending off just a few skirmishers and raiding with them.
And we are seeing a GOA raid on the north. Cut off, though, by Keturboy. I have to say, Keturboy's APM this game has been absolutely exquisite, as you just expect it from him, right? You expect Ketur to be able to APM. And this is just, even for his standard, it's very, very impressive, especially in the France
We
game
have
last
two
game.
culverins.
We do have two culverins out by himself. Brit is running out of resources. He doesn't know really where. The entire left and middle side of the map for Italy is still available for him, mind you. Architects can build another TC. Let's see what the architects are building right now for Italy. The architects are building a TC. There we go. And juking it out in H3 is really the right decision for him. He can if he wants to. An Albanian company is absolutely going to be the nail in the head on all these matches, right?
I mean, Frontline is doing a good job, like splitting off his armies, going off, gonna take out, and there are not a lot of safe hunts left. I mean, maybe go off on this side, and that is the way that his army is positioned, but gonna be very interested. Frontline's already eaten up all this. Ooh, they're gonna. Oh, he misses his batch. Yeah, it hurts to see, but whoa, what happened? Look at the villager count.
Yeah, the villager count has gone down. These raids have really, really affected Brit very, very hard.
No, not Brit.
And
Ketur. Ketur's at 29.
Have been effective for Brit. I mean to say.
Sorry. Yeah,
Excuse me. He's on 29 right now, and this is looking equal almost. But until the Albanian company comes in.
Yeah, Albanian company. You probably. All that you're worried about is going and making that economy back to even, right? You go and send these, maybe try and take a look, over here, and you're ahead in military. Ooh, you got 3 culverin now, which is going to be good, but he does show off his pretty new brass cannons, and I don't know if you wanted to show you culverin that quickly. Oh, what a wonderful double shot. And this is the fight of all fights. Albanian company is putting in work. These Bosniaks are getting promotions. They've been doing a good job at work, and the boss said, okay, you can get paid a little bit more. You get a little bit better of a job. And now the Bosniaks are done. We have 27 20 to 32 musk for Frontline, and we got 56 musketeers and more coming. This is not going to be good, but we're going to do everything that we can to get these musketeers through this wall, and doing a good job of backing everything out as possible. And those musketeers are going to get out, and all of them should have died, but not all of them did. And, Frontline has to do everything he can to stay in this game and not lose units. Ooh, but be careful. Oh, he canceled them, which just feels bad. That's what you need.
Yeah, and it's looking rough. Even though Brit is on 59 vills right now, he's just getting outmassed super heavy, and 59 vills are not going to do a lot when they cannot gather. And these musketeers are just going to walk into, like, what is this, 15 villagers of Brit?
12 villagers.
Yeah, 12 villagers. It's going to be super tough. The Explorer is just keeping the musketeers from Brit on the north side busy, and Keturboy again with his APM just being everywhere on the map right now. Super impressive.
Look at that Bosniak. Ugh. Oof. 630 HP, and look at that damage.
Yeah, this is looking absolutely
And we're
very
on
fun.
Mills. That just has to be a like a victory in your own mind. I've seen the villager poll, and this is actually, I mean, we've got 60 musketeers, but they're off fighting other battles, and this might actually be a cleanup for Frontline if Keturboy's not careful. And the
mean, but at what
villager
cost?
counts
At
are
what cost?
almost identical now, and the falconets do come out. We're gonna see some bodies absolutely fly. You know, there isn't as much flying as we wanted, but you know, still happening. And the villager counts are neck and neck again. What a
Exactly,
game!
they're
Look
neck
how
and neck. The
dirty
only
this
difference
game
is
is.
that Frontline
Another cold run.
Frontline has no hunts and he's on Mills, but side they're very cheeky, nice raid there for Frontline, taking out a couple of Brit villagers right there. If we can just go on the north side of the map really quickly. North. There we go. These musketeers have taken down a hell of a lot of villagers there, and if we're switching over to Italy's perspective, Italy is on 34 villagers right now. So yeah, this is looking very, very even. Culverin's coming out, and Italy is still triple producing though, and he's still got a lot of good H3 shipments he can ship.
Yeah.
Like right now, he is shipping. If we can just go back to Italy, let's see what he's shipping again. I just missed it.
Oh, now he's going.
He is shipping the Milanese arsenal, so he's going to have a cheaper advanced arsenal, and his musketeers are just going to be better than Brits musketeers.
We have one Culverin versus 2 Falk. And this is just ridiculous. I mean, these architects, they've been on the field for now, 26 minutes, right? And they've just been building and building and building for free. Ooh, a good raid from Frontline, although I don't know if we want to really be making a whole lot of cav. Maybe we do. But, yeah, being on a mill, that feels yucky. But Catcher, yeah, it did it great. I mean, he was worried. There were so many raids that were affecting him, but now he has these TCs that are, you know, gonna provide so. Ooh, and another good raid. I think Catcher's
just absolutely wild.
Yeah, Catcher's just gonna go to the
this
other
game
side.
between these two players, I just want to note, like, look at the amount of APM needed for both of these players. We're 30 minutes in after such a long, grueling game last game as well, and look at the amount of effort both of these guys are putting in. It's just so admirable from both sides. Frontline, much like last game, he looked up, but this game he looked down and out almost the entirety of the game, and he's still managing to will his way in. And what kept him in the game has been these raids. Like, he's just managed to secure himself a place in the game because of these raids. Italy's Vilgraph is probably looking like poop if we look at it after the game. And by the way, after this game, I will be replaced by the one and only Baron. It is getting a little... so I will try and give it my max for this game, but Big Boy Baron is going to replace me after this game to be casting here with Big Chosen. So the show goes on. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, right now, who would you rather be? I think I'd still rather be Italy, right? Lombard economy, especially when resources go low, is just superior to any other civilization in the game when it comes to macroing, right?
Culverin are
going
known
forward, trying to see
for
what they can pick off.
being great at taking out units, but you know, when you have 3 of them, you have such a low HP unit as a longbow, you can one-shot those longbowmen. It's that's kind of cool.
That is true. I remember a game, I think it was last week I casted, where one of the players, Robrod, there we go, and Robrod just made so many Culverins, and he just kept killing the Italian Bersaglieris in this exact matchup. Actually, Robrod was playing Brit, and I think these Culverins got like 35 unit kills by themselves.
Wow.
It was absolutely insane. Culverins will still kill units if they shoot at them, so it's not a good idea to keep poking them for...
For sure, yeah. Ooh, Catcher does get a pause.
All right, so Keturboy is pausing the game for a second here, from what I'm seeing. Probably it is late for him in France, so probably his mom coming into the room and just yelling at him to shut up. He's probably raging at why he hasn't won the game yet. So yeah, that is probably what is going on for him.
How old is Ketur?
And yeah, I am seeing Callan saying that Ketur, I think, is 19
Oh, okay.
or 20.
Nice.
Ketur's pretty young, yeah. I am seeing Callan noting that culverins were buffed in DE. Can you please elaborate? Because I don't remember any buffs happening for
Well,
artillery.
yeah, I think there was
from
an update on Culverin where they did a little bit more damage to buildings, and they did slightly more damage just overall, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, got you. So they're like a little bit more useful against units, right?
Yeah, okay. Finally do get a unpause.
All right.
Can we
Just
get
the
Wave
pause to micro my
Bo
units
or
away.
Yemen or whatever, and
Yes, Yeoman coming in, and we are going to see a big longbow switch. He knows that the cavalry shipments are out for Italy.
well, it's
I mean, you can still get the papal lancers, right?
it's probably not that. It's probably that there's so limited coin on the map, and food is harder to come by. So these units cost wood, which there's plenty of, and they cost less food. That's probably why
That's
he's
also true.
going longbows. Not because he wants to, but because he has to, and he'll be able to make.
Yeah, and longbows
considerably
will kill
more.
culverins in a standing fight. Like, if he shoots these culverins long enough, then nothing is going to hinder them. Bless you.
Thank
He will kill these culverins, and like, they're probably going to serve as his own culverins when it comes to fighting against their culverins rather than against falconets, right? You don't want to be fighting falconets with longbows. Again, depending on the mass. But yeah, the longbows at this stage in the game, even though there is no skirm goon out, and they really just accelerate against skirm goon, they also can do a job against everything else in the game. Basically, longbows are an incredible unit, and we have to see an answer coming in from Italy here, and the answer is probably going to be nets. He knows he's got the anti-artillery. He knows he can't really fight him one culverin against 3 culverins, and they're backing just to go back because they don't want to get mowed down by all of these longbows, and more villagers going down for Italy. 54 vills for Italy right now. Whereas Brett currently is on less villagers, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it
54 again.
almost worth
Oh
it?
yeah, the TC is shooting the villagers. Yeah, this is completely worth it. 2-shot villagers.
Yeah,
by the
but
way.
is it almost worth it to kill all of these hunts? So even if you do get pushed back, he does have to go onto mills as well. And
It's never really worth it because Italy gets mills.
that is true.
Italy loves the mill game because for them let's focus back on the big fight. Villagers are being pulled right now. Culverins again. Look at how many culverins have went to these longbows right now, and he's trying to shoot the longbows, but he doesn't really find an answer for this. Yes, he's ahead on score, and falconets are finally popping out, and they're going to be nestled to take as many longbowmen out, and longbowmen do not want to ever be try and deal with the falconets from Brit right now. Falconet shots from Italy in behind doing some good damage right now. Musketeers try down the falconets, but these aren't very good trades for Keturboy right now. Yes, he is ahead in score because he's got so many buildings. Another very nicely for Brit here, trying to be focused down by the villagers and by the TC, combined effort right there. But yeah, 2 falconets out on the field, 1 falconet now after that culverin managed to take the other falconet out on the field for Keturboy. He has lost no, so he's still on 3 TCs. Is this his original starting TC? It looks like it, right? Yes, this is his original starting TC, even though it looks a little bit more forward than usual. And yeah, like if the pressure can be kept up right here by Frontline will be in a good position to win this game. Okay, Italian Falconet moving forward, trying to take some damage on the infantry. Ooh, that was a huge volley for him. A lot of low HP Musketeers there. And now the Musketeers are just going to be walking forward, trying to get as many kills as possible. The artillery is very low HP. If I'm Keturboy right now, trying to focus this last town center shot on the culverin right here, trying to kill it because it's 1 shot away from going down. And no, he does not manage to kill the British culverin. TC has gone down, and that's more map control going down. 38 villagers simultaneously for Brit, so the raiding has been awesome from Keturboy as well. And this is just a matter of how long can I just survive this push from Brit, because this is kind of all he has in the tank, right? Italy needs to be putting the pressure back on because in an extended H3, the longbow is just unanswerable for Italy, because you don't have your own percent kill it. You don't have your own unit to counter skirmishers, and now we are seeing the Falcon finally going down, but he has sacrificed all of his musketeers for it, and he's not looking like he's in a great position at the moment.
Yeah, if he's able to last just a little bit long. Oh, what are we? Oh, we see petards from Frontline. What? How cheeky is that? I mean, he's got the food and he's got the wood. Coin is a little bit more difficult. You just take out a TC or two and call it a day. I think that's absolutely hilarious. Have we seen petards at all this entire series? I'm not sure.
We have not seen
Not
petards in the
series,
entire
but
tournament, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah. That's what I meant. Tournament.
Yeah. Okay, they're calling me a robot, and everyone's spamming robot emotes. I'm sorry. My mic is probably dying.
I mean, you
right
sound
now,
good
but,
to me.
I hope I fixed it right now.
Yeah, you sound good to me.
Okay, so Chosen can hear me fine, so it's probably on the Twitch end. I'm sorry for the robot-y thingy. So yeah, we're back. We're unroboted. So yeah, Moonshine with the sub. Thank you very much, Big Moonshine. Saying typically an average scam sock stream, just so bad, but here, please take my money. There we go. Just shut up and give me your money. That's all we want here at Scam Sock. 5 petards coming out. What are petards really gonna do, right? Like, what is the point of the?
I mean,
petard?
imagine
You just
these
wanna take
villagers
the
get
TCs?
belled, and he thinks he'll be fine, and then yeah, I mean that's exactly what's gonna happen. These petards are gonna come in, and there's gonna be nowhere to put these villagers, and there's 16 villagers in this TC, and like all of them are gonna go down. What a play!
I mean, yeah, this is going to be absolutely annoying to deal with. Hazards simultaneously coming up, and Italy's on 55 vills, but I want to check the vill count for Brit really quickly. If we can just move over to that. He's on 37, so even if he loses all of these vills, he's still ahead economically, and it shows in the score. The Italian army is moving forward. Look at how he managed to remass. He's triple pumping units, and that Culverin is in there, but it's not really going to do much, and so many more villagers are going down. Quick wall coming up, but another gap in the wall. Very small hitboxes on these villagers. These villagers are gonna be able to walk away, but this wall is actually blocking the British villagers. He is, because he doesn't have a gate in there, and he has to quick delete that wall to get out of there. And Keturboy is now chasing from both sides. He doesn't know what he wants to go down for, the less villagers and the Culverin, or for the more villagers without the Culverin. And now the Hussars have managed to snare the longbows over here. The longbows cannot really stand and fight here. The musketeers are forced to go into melee mode and try and fight the Hussars like that, but the Italian musketeers have managed to close the distance down, and now the entire British army is snared, and there's just more stuff out here for Keturboy, and more Hussars on the north. If he wakes up and realizes he can pull them in the fight, he can absolutely clean shop over here. And after this cleanup, I don't know what Frontline can even do anymore, because it is looking over. Brit is on almost half the bills that Italy currently has on the field, and he has no resources to gather, and he still has a military shipment left at minute 36. He's shipping crossbowmen.
Yeah, I mean, Frontline has fought so valiantly, but just like Lincoln Park said, in the end, it doesn't even matter.
It doesn't really matter.
Because Keturboy is his superpower. He's powered up by ketchup, and he had a lot today. His mom, when she came in and bugged him, that's why he paused. She dropped off a huge bottle of ketchup, and he got his superpower. And
exactly.
that's the
Ketchup
lore.
Boy has Ketchup Boy has eaten all of his ketchup today, and the raids are being caught by more and more musketeers in the base. 56 Italian vills right now. Veterans the upgrade for the crossbow coming in. Another TC is going up, so we're going to be on multiple TCs again, whereas Brit is only on 33 villagers, single producing, has no food, cannot finish his batches. This is looking quite dire, might I say even over right now. We are seeing the Look Tom petards. The Look Tom petards on the way to blow up your TC. If there is a TC in sight, it's going down. It's a very bad day to be a TC when the Look Tom petards are coming up.
Moral victory, Frontline with the petards. Actual victory, Keturboy with the actual units. But, you know, it just does not feel good to have your TC absolutely just disintegrated by petards. Feels bad. We're gonna go in for one last cheeky raid. Maybe if there are 47 villagers on this one coin mine and they somehow get deleted when trying to back them up, Frontline could come back into this game. But other than that,
I honestly
Probably
think
is not
Frontline
happening.
could just press that delete key on all of his villagers right now and try and requeue them, and he would probably still win this game. The Lombard eco is going insane right now. Don't forget that those 5 auto macro buildings, it doesn't matter what resource you gather for Italy, and that's what makes them so strong. He could have been on wood the entire time and just trading over Lombards, and look at the resource income he's having. It's just phenomenal. Whereas Brit just has to transition, and it costs him a lot of wood and resources to transition. For Italy, it doesn't matter. He transitions for free, and all the while he's transitioning, he's just converting his resources into resources he can use. That's what just makes Italy so strong in this game.
Yeah.
All right, so we are seeing a drill seed coming in, or seeding plant, whatever it's called, the upgrade for the mills for Italy coming in. He is transitioning more fully. 64 villagers right now on the floor. He is 11k score up, and kudos to Frontline for staying in this game. It is a tournament game. You don't resign until you feel like you're absolutely dead, until you feel like you have no chances of coming back. He does not know what Italy's eco standing is. He knows Italy is overscoring a bit, so he maybe has some hopes and dreams, but it is looking pretty over, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what there is to say. I'm not sure why Frontline's fighting on. I mean, this is clearly over. It's a 10k scored lead. We're just screwing around with petards at this point. I think that we could probably just GG and get on to the next game. But
yeah, that is an option. But then again, kudos for Frontline. Kudos to Frontline for sticking it out right now. He has given us 2 incredibly entertaining games. We have to be honest about this. Both these games against an opponent that is stronger than him. Keturboy is one of the best players in the game, right? I mean, he is in the top 3. Currently the best players in the game, undoubtedly. So for Frontline not only to be playing him, but to be pushing him to the lengths he's pushing him right now is very, very impressive for him.
and I think you take down this TC and then you resign and just say, haha, I got your TC. That's what I would do.
Exactly.
But
And we're seeing the nail in the coffin, Chosen. We are seeing the H4 coming in for Italy very, very soon. And it's probably when that H4 is going to come in that Frontline is going to realize we have indeed been cooked, and something has happened, and billions must cry, because the game will be over at that point. But the TC
Yeah.
is being repaired. So
If-
the Looktom Petards haven't been able to finish their job, sadly.
if there was like a tiebreaker on how many TCs had been destroyed, Frontline would definitely win. But
Yeah, sadly that is not a metric, but how we have a feel for games, is it? Sadly enough for Frontline. If that was the case, Looktom would probably be the best player to ever play this game.
that is probably true. But yeah, I'm at kind of a loss for words. I just don't know. We're gonna be in H4 now. We get
Yeah, and the
Falconets
Falconets are coming in, and
okay.
there we go.
Took you long.
Frontline has
could've
called
done
it,
a
and
lot.
Keturboy is taking a 2-0 series lead here. And ladies and gentlemen, with that, I do announce that I have to leave, and Baron will be taking over from me. It is getting quite late here in Europe, so yeah, that has been it for me. Baron, welcome. Chosen
Welcome.
Baron, you guys have a great rest of the stream. And yeah, this is Shake signing off, and see you guys in another cast. I will be casting one of the series tomorrow, so see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you, Shake. Have a good day.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going, Baron?
Going well. I'm here
Good.
to pick up the relay. We're basically doing a marathon stream today, right? We've been going for what?
Well,
5 hours?
we took a small break in between, but yeah, I've been going for quite a while now. Produced last series, and there were not nearly as many hiccups as right now. That is for sure.
Yeah, I missed part of the start of this series where like I had the stream on the side, but hopefully it looked fine. Well, ISO is getting better, so hopefully we won't have any more technical issues. But this has been a crazy series.
Yeah,
Like both
for
games
sure.
were quite long, like swings from both sides, and just overall, I mean, like it's what you would expect from 2 players of this caliber. And so, what is the overall score now? It's 2-0 for
2-0.
Keturboy,
Yeah.
but Biggs is only ahead by 1, right? Because Tabin, I think, did a little bit of an upset in the previous series and was actually able to win it 4-3.
Yeah, Tabin went up 4-3. It was a great series. Super, super fun to watch. If you guys missed it, you should go back and watch that. Again, truly, truly wonderful series. Baron, if you don't mind turning your camera on, you would be right cam. Yeah. We are waiting for the next game. Did you get to watch the first game, or where did you leave off?
No, I was actually lobbying with Batu during the first game, so I didn't watch it. But the second game, I watched it all the way through, and that was just a phenomenal one. The first one, I had it up on the side on my second monitor, and I was just looking at a couple moments.
Did you get any games off of Batu?
We were like a couple, I think 2 or 3. We played like 7 or 8 though, so it was quite a lot.
That's a good record against Batu. Batu is a good player. Good for you. Good stuff. Still waiting for game number 3. I don't think we even have Civ picks, if I'm not mistaken. We do right now. Mexico versus Spain. Who do you think's Mexico? Who do you think's Spain? Without cheating, no looking.
Frontline Mexico, Keturboy Spain.
You cheated.
No, I didn't cheat. I swear.
Yeah.
I'm looking at. I can share my screen. I mean, Keturboy. I play with Keturboy. Yeah, we talk quite a bit offline, cool. So I know his. Generally, I think I have somewhat of an idea of his Civ picks, and I don't think he plays Mexico very often. But his Spain is definitely very scary.
Yeah, and 2 of the strongest civs in the game, although Mexico, you're not allowed to do all the things that Mexico normally wants to do, but it doesn't mean that they're not strong. They just can't do the strongest things that they so very much wish to just lame, always.
Yeah. Generally, how does this matchup play out? Because I know in the past, it was actually a bit tough for Spain because they had to kind of adapt because the Rio Grande revolt was always kind of a counter build to just the classic Spain FF. You just show up in their face with like a ton of guard falcons and colves, and you never can take an artillery fight against them. But I think that has been nerfed pretty considerably, so I'm not sure if that's I'm actually not sure how that plays out anymore. Rio Grande against the Spain FF probably still does fine, but I think Spain definitely has options to survive that nowadays.
Yeah, I know and all I've ever seen is Baja, because Baja is life apparently to certain people, not to me. You know, obviously I pretty much played the Mexico Civilization one time, but so I have no idea, kind of going in blind to see what Mexico does in this tournament format, which does not allow for Baja, if I'm not mistaken. So will be interesting to see what Frontline elects to do, and
yeah, for sure. All right, have they started?
I think they have started. We're waiting just a little bit longer on the delay. Shouldn't be more than a few more seconds now, and then we will get into game number 3.
So what is the map again? We can maybe talk a little bit about the map. It should be Pomerania.
Yeah, Pomerania.
So this is a pretty good Spain map, I want to say, but it's also a pretty good Mexico map, right? I mean, in the sense that you have like, I know Keturboy always likes adding water if he can. He's quite a greedy player in general, so having that option there is always good. I know Spain doesn't tend to do that early on, but I guess with Mexico, you can put the haciendas in the middle and secure a lot of map control, because to me, it's always felt like the resource on this map is kind of spread out. So you have a lot of like mines on the bottom and hunts on the bottom of the map along that TP line, and having a hacienda kind of in the middle, near that middle island thing is always pretty strong. On the other hand, Spain with that forward base can do well. I don't think in this matchup Spain wants to put their tower forward. just because Mexico can kind of start with a ton of just these super dirt cheap pike that are also very efficient siege engines and just take down all your infrastructure forward. So I don't know exactly how this matchup plays out nowadays, but I'm very excited to see.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, with Mexico not being able to Baja, kind of going in blind, but I know Frontline will give us a show, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Although I feel like Keturboy as the Spain is going to be quite a bit favored. But we do have the game. It is time to get into it. And Baron, would you introduce the players?
All right, are we in?
Yep.
Okay. I don't.
There we go.
It looks black for me. Okay, there we go. All right, we are on the map Pomerania in the finals of the 2025 EPL season between the Hudson Bay Bigs and the Somali Kabuli Gaming teams. Right now, SKG is behind by 1 point. So the Bigs are up in the second series today and in this final. And we have probably two of the best players in the game right now, Keturboy and Frontline, playing here. On the west side of the map, we have Keturboy as the Spanish. And on the east side of the map, we have Frontline in the color yellow playing as the Mexicans. And here we immediately see Keturboy with the Spanish hero going down to build that TP. And the same thing as well with Frontline. I believe Frontline is actually heading towards the middle TP, but I'm not sure.
Yeah,
So what have we done here?
I'm not sure.
Okay, no, he's gone for a market start. So he
Yeah.
won't be building a TP, but he has hunting dogs and will probably chop for a house.
Yeah, looking for coin. He'll probably actually, if he gets another coin treasure, which he won't, just looking at the coin. Actually, he's just gonna mine a little bit more coin, and he's gonna buy that wood for that extra house. Abusing the market is the best thing in the world, and no one can tell me otherwise.
Yeah, it totally makes sense. I mean, with a lot of civs, you oftentimes either sell food to get some coin and then buy for wood, or there's, for example, with Germany, right? If you start off with no wood or coin treasures, I think the best thing to do is to sell the food for that 125 coin and then buy for the wood. That's generally optimal, I think, for a market start with Germany. And I know some other civs.
That's a bit of an overchop.
Pretty good.
I'm just kidding.
Really? Yeah, you know, at this level, that 7 coin is clearly the difference maker.
You do have a 6 wood overchop, which is more villager seconds, so it evens out.
Yeah, but let's take a look at the treasures they've gone for. There was a really nice wood treasure that I believe Keturboy picked up here on the left side. It was above the TP there, and I think he managed to take either 90 wood treasure or something. So if you look at his macro, he probably didn't have to chop too much.
We have an anti-C, but nothing crazy.
Yeah, very standard stuff, looks like. How about the Mexican deck?
Oh boy.
So I assume he's going to be going for some like H2 play into Central America revolts, which I believe is pretty standard against Spain. So the goal is that once you try to do some damage, maybe start some pikes, siege the Spanish TP, and if they have a forward base, you can definitely take that down as well. And then once Spain ages up and adds falconets, you can go Central America and add falconets of your own.
Yeah, Central America is definitely a good revolt. But I don't know, against the Civ that gets up to age 3 relatively quickly, can make Culver in. Yeah, we'll have to see how strong it truly is.
Yeah, I think Central America comes with good tempo. They give you veteran units that you like. They give you the option to get veteran units. They give you 7 villagers, right? So you have good economic tempo as well. The real danger is getting stuck in a kind of prolonged game in H3. Well, when your opponent is in H3 and you're not able to do sufficient damage and you're stuck in Central America, because after your shipments kind of run out with maybe some fishing boats, maybe there's a Vill shipment as well. Then you're kind of stuck, right? You don't have the capability of making villagers, so your economy scales more poorly.
But yeah, I completely understand. You know, I'm sure it will be very strong if Frontline does elect to do that. But he does lose his Explorer, and Spain gets 70 XP, which you know, it gets an entire pass. You know, actually 2 passes worth of XP. Very strong stuff. And now he has free reign to take all these other treasures that he's been seeing on the map, and he's just been drooling over. And Frontline can't say anything about it.
Yeah, so 2 things to note here, Chosen. One, that taking down this Mexican explorer is a pretty big deal because he can't place the flag now. So his first batch will actually come out a little bit slower. Not a huge difference, but Mexico always wants their flag planted near their forward base where their barracks is coming out. Second of all, if we look at Keturboy's build here, I saw him chopping a lot in transition to H2. And this is something that Keturboy really likes to do as Spain. Look at how much he's chopping. He's preparing to get steel traps and a church. So yeah, I believe that's what he's macroed for, although he's seems like maybe I'm a little bit off. 215. Okay,
Yeah,
somebody do the math.
weird,
What does 215 would mean?
Maybe he's making a market. He's gonna chop a little bit more and get a.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, he's getting a little bit more. He's getting steel traps. I assume he wants to drop a church because that's what he usually does, but I'm not 100% sure.
He's at 99. No.
That's not a big deal. Okay, maybe he's just gonna get another or like leave that 100 wood for the house, but I'm not quite sure why he chopped that extra 100 wood. Oh, there we go. Okay, 60 wood there,
So
so
he's
that's
gonna get,
exactly for his church. Yep.
Church, yep.
And
the
I mean,
Explorer does go
Keturboy,
back. He can place his flag now, and he has.
he's probably spamming those piggies. There we go.
Days.
All right, so I believe Frontline's gone for 5 vills into 700 wood. And here he has a nice 8 batch of pike, which he'll use to siege the TP on the Spanish side. And Keturboy kind of knows that it's kind of futile to try to forward base or do anything against Mexico. So he's put that tower pretty defensively in his base. 3 trade post wagons coming out. I have never seen this
Canceled the wood.
kind of a build. Yeah, that's quite interesting. I guess with that card he can just immediately take Stagecoach. But he doesn't really have the wood for that, so I'm not entirely sure what the plan is here.
Are we gonna see a TP mono or an attempt at a TP mono? That would be absolutely wild.
Well, he needs the FI, right? So
No.
How would that work?
If you're revolted, you can trade Monopoly.
wait, the H2 revolt lets you. So Central America lets you trade Monopoly?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, no. If you are revolted, you can revolt. I know, if you're revolted, you can't. If
If you're revolted to Central America, you're saying you can trade Monopoly?
I mean, I could be wrong, and it only lets you do it if you're Baja, but I've seen it.
I thought it was just Baja after you sent the card, but
Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe I could be crazy.
yeah, that would
I
be
think I'm
quite
crazy.
unbalanced. Like you just go for a 6-minute trade Monopoly on some maps with the tempo that Central America gives you would be. I don't know. I mean, somebody in the chat.
I mean, I've seen
Yeah, Baja has the
almost
card.
6-minute Bajas. But yeah.
Yeah, but Baja has that card. I believe it's called okay, I completely forgot the name of that card, but it's like 500 coin and it immediately starts a trade Monopoly. But I don't believe these civs can, or these revolts, H2 revolts are give you that H4 tech of allowing you to get a trade Monopoly. But here he's shipped 700 wood forward.
Feels bad.
Yeah, there are no vills around to pick that up, so he's gonna have to walk 3 vills up to his forward base. This is something tricky with Mexico, right? Because he wanted the economic shipment of the 3 TPs forward at his hacienda, but then he has to have the APM to remember to change it back to his town center for his later economic shipments. But
Oh, they spy.
that is a spy here. Is gonna take out the first explorer, and he's gonna run away from the mass of insurgentes. And let's take a look at Keturboy. What is his game plan here? He has no TP. However, he does have Raws in transition, and he has a church in base. So his XP income, his XP curve is not as bad as it would be if you had not built that church in transition to H2.
For sure.
He's gonna
We're
be
getting
able
dogs
to.
as well, which dogs do great against pike units, but soldados might be quite formidable to those dogs. And we've got Salteador that do well against most of the things that Keturboy will be training in H2. But now that he's able to hit up to H3 3, we'll be seeing skirmishers do just fine against the composition. Basically anything that Frontline trains from here on out. Ooh, okay, less greedy. I thought we were gonna possibly see Spanish gold, because that was what he was sending initially, and that would be very, very greedy.
Was Frontline able to macro for Stagecoach there on the south of the map? Let me just take a quick look at that.
Now coming in, and then we have
All
5
right, coming in now.
as well. So we will have 13 plus probably 5 more soldado. So
Yeah, so economically, Mexico is going to be at quite an advantage here. They're going to have Stagecoach in about 30 seconds. They have a slight Ville advantage, although the Ville numbers are quite close because Spain has shipped capitalism. But the difference is that Spain does have those H3 units and those Falconets that will be a pain to deal with here. With Frontline's composition right now. And here we have just 2 great volleys, just taking down one skirmisher and taking a lot of health off of the other ones. And Frontline here making skirmishers, reinforcing batches of soldados, I think, of his own, while Keturboy here is a little bit starving on food, but he does have those H3 tech skirms, so they're they will trade quite nicely against H2 Saltadors.
yeah, I mean, just looking at the you have slightly faster skirm, but they've got 18 range versus 20 range skirmishers that have much better HP at the very least. It's hard to trade these cost effectively, especially when they're falconets, of course. Oh, we do see.
And as
yeah, like you said.
Yeah, we are going to see that Central America revolt, which is going to be his answer to these 2 falconets on the field here. He's going to keep massing infantry, I assume, and he will now add falconets of his own. And we saw Keturboy here getting veteran Rodaleros and shipping 9 rods as well. So he's going for that classic Spanish falconet, skirm, rod, dog combination. And to me, it seems like this will go quite well for him, as long as he can keep these falcons alive. Of course, Central America does have that option of shipping the culverins, which will shut down this push with the 2 falconets. However, if if Keturboy has that skirmisher advantage or is able to maintain that skirmisher advantage, he should still be in a very good position here. But look at this economy from Mexico. 35 villagers, Stagecoach. Wait, Stagecoach was canceled? So he doesn't have Stagecoach.
Wow.
Okay, interesting.
Maybe he just figured that the XP was better than most of the other stuff that he would be sending. We're gonna see what are we gonna get next? Ooh, we do push in just a little bit, trying to get these guys off of their TPs. Very, very nice. What are we gonna send? We do get 1 dock and 7 fishing boats. How do you feel about that instead of you know, anything else that you could have sent?
The question is he gonna be able to hold this push from Keturboy? And if you look here, Keturboy has the skirmisher advantage. So even if he doesn't keep these falcons alive and these falcons get picked off by the Cloves, to me, I mean, he's still in a good position here. And okay, the Hussar is baiting a little bit, taking some damage, but forcing the culverins to go back and unpack. And looking at the skirmisher counts, yes, Frontline has more skirmishers, it seems, maybe just 3 or 4 more skirmishers. But Keturboy's unit quality is just much higher. He has these Lancers, which are H3 units. He has veteran Rodaleros, and he has these veteran skirmishers that have more range, more damage, more HP. And this Falconet might be caught out here, getting tripped up by that bush here. And Frontline's gonna get, okay, Keturboy gets 1 volley here, but he does take a massive, I mean, he's calling Minutemen as well. Everything's just getting put in. The Falconets are down, but the Huss and Lancers are connecting, and the Skirm in the back line here are just gonna target down these Soldados and these Pikes. And to me, how many Soldados are left here? Just, I only see a couple here.
There are 5.
It's 5.
Yeah, this is just not enough.
This looks like a
have
cleanup.
A dock wagon doing some scouting. I don't know, but yeah, this is quite the cleanup, and I don't know how we would not be seeing GG any second now. I mean, this is not what you want to be seeing if you're Frontline. It's going to be an early 3-0. Oof.
This is a change of pace from the previous games. I think Potentially Frontline. Wow, look at these Lancers just two hitting these skirms.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Lancers are
Are they
good
two hitting?
units.
Exactly, two hitting.
Yeah.
They're quite good when they're on these H2 skirmishers.
Yeah.
And we're getting a
There's
pop of 5
60
Soldados,
damage. Yeah, that's. Oh.
Yeah, they're gonna get 1 Lancer in exchange for 5 Soldados. Pretty value trade there.
It's a good trade.
Yeah. Okay, 4. One of them lives on half HP. And
Yeah.
I think, yeah, that's GG, and I think it's no surprise here. I think Frontline tried to take a very greedy approach. He went for this 3 TP wagon play and these docks, this dock and 7 boat card. But I'm not sure he had the correct build order to answer just the classic Spanish FF, because he wasn't able to do that much damage in H2, right? He didn't have that 700 wood, so he wasn't able to mass as much as he would be otherwise. He was kind of popped. He shipped that 3 TP wagon card second in H2. While on the other hand, Keturboy just got away with a somewhat greedy FF. He shipped 5 Vills in transition. He was able to chop for steel traps and also put down that church. So Keturboy was in a really good position, I think, throughout this game, kind of unperturbed by whatever Frontline was doing. And it kind of just shows that the matchup knowledge and the build orders that you prepare for really do matter when it comes down to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like an optimist type build where you're really greedy, but it didn't quite pay off. The timings just weren't quite there. Pushed when you probably should have not pushed, and yeah, it was I don't know. It was a good game, all things considered, but you know, Catcher just dominating right now. 3-0. Very, very interesting stuff. Looking forward to game number 4. What will we be seeing?
So the last time we saw these two players play in the kind of group stage of EPL, Keturboy took a 4-1 lead in their playoff 5 series, and I believe Frontline was able to take the last game, which was Frontline Spain versus Keturboy's Japan, and I think Keturboy just had the wrong game plan. They were massed Ashigaru for too long in H2 and just had no answer to the Spanish aggressive fast fortress. I think in a play Aus7 format, Frontline has a little bit more of an advantage. He does have, I think, a deeper civ pool in the sense that he plays more civs generally on the ladder. However, Keturboy, I think, has a phenomenal team behind him. I know he lobbies with some of the best players in the game, and I'm sure he's kind of prepared for every one of these matchups and every one of these maps. So I think it'll definitely be an uphill battle here for Frontline, even if
we get Frontline as USA, though. USA, very, very good civ versus Keturboy's Lakota. What do you think about that?
Well, I think Frontline had a typo here. He says me Lakota with an asterisk. So I guess he's Lakota.
Okay.
And
well,
okay,
I'm
so
less
Frontline
excited
Lakota.
about that then.
Frontline's Lakota. I mean, Frontline is a good Lakota player,
He
no?
is a good Lakota player, but you know, man, USA is good. We shall see. Although I think Lakota has a lot of really good answers to what USA wants to do. They can get up to H3 relatively easy, get those rifle riders out, and they do well against the unit comps that generally you see as USA. I wonder, will we see Scottish immigrants? Possibly they'll elect just not even to send them, and maybe we'll see early Buffalo soldiers or something like that. I don't know.
So I wanted to say 2 things. So first of all, we have someone asking in the chat, how is the score of the final so far? And then right now, Keturboy playing for the Bigs. The Bigs are up 2 points. So earlier on, Tabin had defeated Optimus 4-3, and now Keturboy is up 3-0. So they're up 2 points, 6 points for the Bigs and 4 points for SKG. And second of all, we did see earlier on in this tournament, there was a series between Frontline and Azamk. And Frontline in that series played the USA against Azam's Lakota. And we did see the advanced scouts build there. And he was able to Azamk was able to completely shut down this Highlander play with advanced scouts. He just popped like 20-25 scouts on top of the Highlanders and it just completely cleaned up Frontline's H2 timing.
That's funny.
I think it would be really funny if Frontline studied Aze's build there and kind of replicated it here against Keturboy. On the other hand, I think Keturboy knows that this exists. He saw that game as well. So I'm very curious to see how this will play out.
Very, very interesting. I'd love to see some A's tech happen. I know that you are an A's enjoyer, you know, Mr. 3,000 duck coins for A's, but you know,
No regrets about that. A's
Yeah.
played phenomenally well. We got our games. We got the content. I think he had some of the best series in the game. He even in his debut match against Opti in week 1, he sent the Mandarin Duck squad first. He wasn't able to take that game. I think he was a little bit rusty.
I remember
and,
that. I actually casted that game. That was really he's paying homage to MDS.
Yeah,
Pretty fun stuff.
he's sending that card. So, I mean, no regrets here. Ace is a great player. He's a great teammate as well. Always pretty supportive in our group chats. So, very happy to have had him on our team.
Very, very nice. Well,
And I mean, he took so many games off of like the best players, right? Like he took 3 games off Opti, 2 games off Opti, 2 games off Frontline, and he beat Maito, I think 4-1 or something.
Yeah.
In week 2. So I mean, he definitely, I mean, proved that he is worth that 3,000 duck coins and more. Potentially even.
Yeah, that was so funny though. You bidding on him and then everyone being like, okay.
Okay. Yeah. Let's not talk about that. I mean, I think I did overpay objectively in the sense that I could have just.
We need a you know, boot camp your bid theory for next season.
The bid theory,
for certain.
Yeah, I definitely do.
No matter how long it takes, you just have to go up 25 each time. There's no point, it doesn't matter.
I thought Aze's fair value, like given Frontline, was 3,800. So first of all, I think all of us overbid in the first half of the bidding.
Agreed.
Like for example,
except for Keister. Keister did a great job.
No,
Keister.
Even Keister though. Like, Keister bid 2,300 for mini molts, and then I think he kind of realized that everybody was like overbidding. So then he just like sat back and let us all bid, and then he got Keturboy for 2,950, which was just that I think sealed the tournament. Honestly, like having Keturboy for under 3,000 duck coins is just a ridiculous value. And I mean, was Julian really too expensive for his results? I think Julian took 13 games. He won every series. He got 2 5-0s, and he even defeated Keturboy 3-2. Although that series didn't really matter by that point since they were eliminated. But I do agree. I think the CMC kind of lacked a strong tier 2 player. I think Maito was just not playing quite at that level, and Psionic also was not playing quite at that tier 2 level. Yeah. But they had the best tier 1 player, I think, or maybe as tied. I'd say tied with Keturboy.
Yeah, if you do all of that for that top tier 1 player, your tier 3, 4, and 5 have to be really, really good, and maybe even punt on that tier 2 player. But I don't know. We shall see. We are now getting into game number 4 of this Play All 7 series. Let's get into it. Baron, would you introduce the players?
Right. Let's go. So on the east side of the map here, we have Frontline playing in the color blue as Lakota. And on the west side of the map, we have Keturboy playing as the United States of America in the color red. So let's quickly recap the state of this tournament. We are in the finals week, and currently we are... Okay, so we're in the finals week between SKG and Biggs. Keturboy is playing for the Biggs, and Frontline is playing for SKG. And while Keturboy leads this series 3-0, actually, Biggs is only ahead by 2 points. So if Frontline can take some of these games, the Biggs will actually be, SKG will actually not even be behind by the end of the series. So we would like to I'm personally rooting a little bit for a closer series here, so that the Biggs and SKG can kind of fight it all out in the later series this week, tomorrow, I believe. But anyways,
Chinese
let's get
immigrants
back into this game.
immediately. And
yes, Chinese immigrants.
We know what that possibly could mean. We will be seeing possibly a Scottish immigrant's play from Keturboy himself. We do see it in deck. We have all the what can only smell like a Scottish immigrant's play. We did not see it last series though, with Optimus versus Tabin. Tabin going USA on this map, and he did not end up going Scottish immigrants. I wonder if we will get it this time.
We see the natives on this map. I believe there's 2 different natives in the middle here. So there's House of Oldenburg, which gives you these skirm type units, right?
Yep, and villagers that
Yeah, these
also are
royal
decent
hunters.
in attacking.
Yeah, pretty good. And these like counter skirmishers and these musketeers. And on the other hand, we had the House of which one was it? House of Jagiellon or Jagiellon. I don't know.
Shock
So we have Shock
Rider.
Riders and the Tartars. So they're decent. I mean, I don't think these are the best natives in general, in the sense that they don't give you like really OP big buttons. Generally, these European natives have very strong big buttons and balance of powers.
If you
And
have
the other one,
10,000 food in your
Yeah.
stockpile for whatever reason, it's really good. But that's about it.
could be. Yeah. But here we are seeing advanced saloons, so I think we're already gearing up for a little bit of an H2 play from Keturboy. Can we look at Frontline's deck? I'm very curious if he's adopted the A's meta here. Can we look at his deck?
Ooh.
So nope, we aren't seeing the A's build, unfortunately. I think we're looking at something more standard. On the other hand, he is aging up. What is he aging up with?
The Chief, which I believe
The
this
Chief.
is the 400 wood, but I could be mistaken.
I have no idea. I don't play the War Chief
Yeah,
Civs,
I
unfortunately.
believe that is 400 wood, but we will have to see. He's chopping quite a bit. I think we might just be seeing just a TP. Interesting that, yeah, I don't know how I feel about not going for this TP sooner as Keturboy, but you know, very interesting. We also see that he goes for the House of Jagiellon, so probably not going to do anything with them, probably just going to hold on to it. This is
I think
kind of an interesting thing, but not too.
I think we're seeing a little bit of a misplay from Keturboy in the sense that he should have gone for the 2 middle TPs first.
Yeah, that's
Now
what I was
what you
saying,
see
yeah.
is that, yeah, exactly, that Frontline is able to steal that middle TP because the other 2 on the bottom are too close to the town center, so you can't actually take those. In addition, he actually also picked up this native post in the middle. So Keturboy at most will only be able to get, I think, 8 Highlanders with this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, he actually can still get 9 Highlanders.
Quite a bit
So
of
never mind.
background noise on your end whenever you talk. I'm not sure what that is, but oh, we got Catcher
Let me see if I
stealing a
can-
treasure. Oh, no problem. Catcher stealing a treasure from. Oh, and he also kills. Oh man, Catcher. That was, I mean, a great play from him. We do see Philadelphia Convention, and then we also see the Arkansas posts coming out as well. Frontline is getting a corral up as well. We're going to see bow riders. I don't know if bow riders are the play. I mean, yes, there might be Huss coming, but probably not. I think you're just, like, you know, trying to get those Scottish immigrants up as quickly as possible.
Hello.
And, yeah, we'll have to see. Pennsylvania Pound, so strong. Gives you lots of gold income. It's very close to a bank. If I am not mistaken, you get the trickles from this, getting so much coin income, and you have barely any villagers, which is, you know, the downside to playing USA the way that they've been played. But you don't really need the villagers all that much when you have these crazy shipments. We will see. We're gonna go out. We've got quite the raiding party. Not sure. We are making a lot of TPs. I wonder why Frontline is going. It's not like he has Scottish immigrants that he can send. You know, last time I checked, but we'll have to see. We'll probably pick up a Buck the Tame Wolf for our trouble. And you know, what else can you do? I mean, Bowrider don't do especially well under TC. Sorry, you back?
Yeah, I'm back here. But so I saw him ship 4 Axe, but I assume he should know that Highlanders are coming. So I'm not sure why he's going Bow Rider Axe Rider. Kind of doesn't make sense to me.
Because he's gangster. He's
I mean, I'd be very surprised
if he
if
wants.
if this works out, but I mean, it seems like these Imperial Musketeers are a pretty good counter to Pure Cow.
Yeah, don't
And
tell
here he gets
Frontline
9
what to do.
Highlanders now. And Frontline's gonna have to either run him around or just straight up back up because these Bow Riders are gonna get melted by Highlanders that have 63 ranged attack.
And
So
we
he is stripping 7 Thetans.
Ooh, sucks to be a trading post rickshaw at this moment, but he's only gonna take a few arrows to the face. Oh, why? Just
Getting
why?
one shot by the Highlanders here.
You're giving up, and we're just gonna play patty cake a little bit back and forth. These Hussars might be able to get a catch, and man, these 9 Highlanders are able to one-shot anything that Frontline has to offer at this very moment. We see that trading post rickshaw. Are you able to pull trick with a rickshaw, or there aren't enough of that? I guess, yeah. So.
I mean, you can pull trick the rickshaw to your army, I guess.
Yeah, but yeah.
I mean, he's using it for the 250 HP soak right now, right? Which kind of makes sense.
I would much rather have. Oh, we're gonna get this down, and so you're getting ready for it. And the first
That's a
Highlander
bit of a
goes
slow
down.
reaction.
Yeah, I mean,
And this positioning is not great. I mean, the Huss are going straight into the Bow Riders, and they're getting picked off. And then if they do, the Wakina, they have the higher speed. They're gonna be able to kite kind of not
the Wakina,
effectively,
but the
but they're
Seton,
still gonna be
yeah.
able to. Sorry, the Seton are gonna be able to just shoot and kind of run away. He's looking for. He's losing almost all his Highlanders. He has 1 on very low HP and 4 left. And on the other hand, I mean, Frontline eco is not the best either, right?
Yeah,
So
he
maybe
did
this
all
trade.
that so that he could get this for the trading post, but like you don't need the trading posts anymore. You're you've already sent Scottish immigrants. I don't understand this play. We got Seminole scouts coming in, which is going to be very good for Lakota, but yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah, if Frontline continues with this kind of bow rider composition, I'll be kind of interested to see if Keturboy actually ships his what are these guys called again? The Shark-Tooth Bowman twice, because he has that option, right? And he has actually 300 wood stacked. So if he just gets a little bit of extra wood, he can actually ship that a second time, which would be quite funny. Having 24 of these Seminoles will be very, very strong. Can we take a look at Frontline? Is he aging? I'm not seeing that many reinforcing batches. Yeah, okay, so he is aging with the messenger, so he'll be up quite quickly. And the question is now, will these bows with the USA timing be able to do sufficient damage to Lakota before they kind of get stabilized in H3?
And we do see the hot air balloon does come out for Frontline, and it died. Never mind. Frontline's getting.
Yep. So he's almost up.
Training axe. Oh, never mind.
Now
the axe.
I think potentially Axe Rider, Rifle Rider is a good composition, right? Against H2 USA if they're going with bows and kind of musks.
Yeah, I would.
But
I would say. Oh, that's interesting. He must have had just a little bit more food than anything else.
oh, there we go though. He's stripping the Seminole again, so he will have 24 of these very high DPS bows. Yeah. So this is a free rifle, right? I'm sorry, bow rider, I assume. Oh, it didn't lock on. Quite unfortunate, but to me, it seems like the anti-cav is a bit lacking now for Keturboy. He only has these 4 Highlanders left, or 5 Highlanders left in his base. A couple of Minutemen, which aren't the best anti-cav, and he's stripping the Seminole again, so he'll have 24 bows, but not many of these of any kind of anti-cav. So if Frontline adds Axe Riders or anything here, he might be in a good compositional advantage.
I don't know if this is the fight, though, that you want to be taking as Frontline. I think you just back up. There isn't a whole lot of siege, at least right now. You can TC fire down these Highlanders, I guess. But, oh, boy, I mean, the Seminoles just put in so much work. And these villagers are going down, and you're trading it for military, but, I mean, there's just so much reinforcing military. I mean, you can't be trading villagers like this as a Frontline. There's
How many builds is Frontline on? And what is he popping?
So
he's popping axe
villagers.
here.
He's popping axe, which
God.
is going to be great, but how many How many do we have from
No, this is
Ketcher?
not enough. I
We
mean,
have
there's
3
still
left,
3
and we might
Highlanders
be able
alive.
to hold this. I mean, Seminoles, they're not good against Cav, but they're not that
They're
bad
not
against
bad.
Cav.
No, they're so high DPS. Look at this. The Seminoles are just DPSing the Cav down. I mean, having 1.5 fire rate and a high
Just
base
like
damage with low
longbows,
multiplier.
you know, they
Look
can
at
kill
them go.
Cav
They
if
just
you have enough.
melted those Cavs.
And this
And-
is just too much for Frontline. We will see GG. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
if having the same amount of TPs as USA when you're trying to play Lakota and beat USA is exactly what you want to be doing, but I don't know.
This one kind of hurt. I'm not sure about the game plan. This one just did not make sense to me. Like, why are we going Bow Rider, Axe Rider against Highlanders?
I
That seems a
feel
bit
like
odd, right?
Frontline's just kind of mentally defeated at this point. I feel like they're like those first 2 games, he just spent everything that he had, and these past 2 have not been good.
I will say in my like interactions with Frontline, I think he has a very strong mental, and
That is
I wouldn't say he's necessarily feeling defeated, but I do think there is a little bit of kind of wariness setting in for both players. And I mean, for Frontline, he's been playing for maybe 3 hours now, and Keturboy, it's like 1 or 2 a.m. for him in the middle of the night. So, yeah, I mean, I think at this point in the series, in a playoff 7, it's really about which player can kind of keep their head together and keep playing as well as they can when you're getting quite tired after playing so many like back and forth games, long grindy type games. So, do we have the Civ picks for the next matchup?
We are still waiting. We should be there. Yeah, I mean, like you said, advanced scouts could have done the trick there, because what Frontline did certainly was not the trick.
You need the A's tech, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I mean, I think you pretty much just need to copy Aze's notes on everything if you want to be able to do anything. Oh, we got an auto mirror. Who can bot more? Who do you think, Baron? Place your bets.
I mean, Frontline's auto is very scary, but I think from what I've heard, Keturboy recently has been practicing a lot of auto mirrors. A little bird told me that the other day, and I'm very curious what kind of game plan people kind of decide in this matchup, because to me, this is one of the most stupid mirrors in the game, in the sense that there's a couple of game plans. Like, you can Jan Rush, I've been told. But the Jan Rush only really works if you have a better age 1 than your opponents, so you age a little bit faster. Otherwise, a naked FF kind of holds the Jan Rush successfully. So it's a matchup that is either dependent on age 1, or in the case where both players kind of go a little bit greedier in an FF or FI, the player that makes units first loses. So to me, it's just such an odd matchup in this game, and it kind of shows like that Ultimate is a kind of atypical or non-standard Civ.
Yeah,
But sorry, what were you saying?
I would really like to see early Abyss guns. I think whoever can get more Abyss guns early could pretty easily win the game. You have to be worried about the 3 deli shipment, but other than that, we probably aren't going to see a whole lot of cav early on, and so maybe even almost blind opening with Abyss guns in your base. You start with 5 and then try and get up to age 3 at that point. I mean, you have Minutemen if you so need to, if the 3 deli do come, but 5 Abyss guns just do so much work against pretty much anything that a Jan Rush could throw your way. But you know, I'm only a 1600 elo noob, so we'll have to see. We will have to see.
Yeah, I mean, I think blind starting Abyss is quite dangerous, just because if your opponent either starts
you
to
scout
Sable
someone's
or
base,
if they
yeah,
naked
yeah.
FF.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can also just naked FF though, and if you and then you're just sat with 5 Abyss in your base while you're getting pushed with Valks earlier. So I'm not
just specifically
Yeah, I don't know.
with a Jan Rush. I should probably said that earlier. But yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I guess if you scout the forward base, even then, I feel like you should start a Rax of your own just for the safety, and then you add the artillery foundry with 700 wood. and you can kind of do an H2 timing where you have a better unit composition with Jan Abus against just pure Jans. At least that's how I would play it. Anyone in chat, maybe, if they have any ideas as well.
Yeah, I mean, everyone says the Jan are just good units, but Abus are good, man.
They are good, yes. Yeah, I mean, for sure, Jan Abus beats pure Jan, right? That's not a debate.
No.
Yeah.
And the people will call me crazy for thinking that starting Abus is good against that, but you know, I don't know. It's hard to see it not working well as long as you micro decent.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, the safety of starting Jans makes sense, and also the shipment order, right? Because you can go 5 vil, 700 wood, 700 coin, and the 700 coin is going to help you finish the Abus batches, while before that you're kind of mostly macroed for food. I think with auto, it's pretty hard to kind of finish your first Abus batch if you just start an artillery foundry, right? And go 5 vils first.
Yeah, at least when I play team, if I send 5 vils, I can get 5 Abus out easy. But I don't know. But we'll have to see. We're so close to getting into game number 4. Just waiting for the delay to finish up here, but it takes a while.
Who is the winner of the series? So this is a play all 7 series. So although Keturboy has taken more games, it's all about the number of points that you score for your team. And if Frontline, for example, makes a comeback and takes the next 3 games, the teams, bigs, yeah, exactly. The teams will actually be even, the team scores with the bigs and SKG. I'm not convinced that outcome is likely. I think Keturboy is just playing very well. But so right now, David, the bigs, which is the team that Keturboy is playing for, is up 3 points in total with this series and the series that was played this morning or earlier in the day.
And I do not understand. They said that they were going, but there is still no game up. Very interesting stuff. Here we go. We're getting into it.
Let's go.
Go. All right, Baron. Would you take us off? And whenever my computer decides they want to take us into the game.
All right, sounds good.
There we go.
All right, and we are now on the map Arabia, if I remember correctly. And we have a auto mirror for game number 5 here. And on the west side of the map, we have Keturboy playing in the color blue. And on the east side of the map, we have Frontline playing in the color red. And to me, this is a great map for Ottoman, just because you're able to get that early TP in the middle. And also there's a lot, like Auto with their early tempo is able to actually secure multiple TPs in the middle. So in kind of matchups against other civs, generally we see Auto going for multiple TPs and even potentially going for like 3 out of 4 and stage coaching. And this is also a relatively small map, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
One thing to note, though, which is incredibly important on this map, is this pass happens first on this TP, and it takes a while to get back to here. And so starting on this side, talking about having a better H1, just starting on the top of the map is a better H1. You get this, it's like, I don't know, is it 25 seconds faster pass? You'll get your 3 vills in way quicker. Even if you get a good wood treasure, which Keturboy did. I mean, we get capitalism, and so probably will not. We're not gonna get a house. Did we? Yeah, he also got the Vil training speed upgrade as well. So, no house is going to be put up. We're gonna get capitalism, and that'll probably be it for Frontline. Let's take a look at his deck. Maybe he will land AIC. Interesting. This definitely looks like you could be Jan rushing. You've got everything that you need to make it happen. And then that is quite the deck. Any thoughts on it, Baron?
Yeah, it looks very standard to me. I mean, you have that 700 food option in case you want to go for the really aggressive version of the FF.
100 food.
But here, when he's shipping, oh wow, that is a great pickup for Keturboy, and that kind of reverses it entirely, right? Like, yes, he had the worst age one in terms of the TP line pass, as you pointed out, but here that 100 food is a huge swing for Ottoman.
Also,
it will allow him to age.
It only really affects your age up if you don't go for capitalism. Yeah, but because Frontline went for capitalism, having this TP, it really is not going to change a whole lot. I mean, he's going to have a slightly better XP curve unless Keturboy gets a XP treasure. But pretty much all of this this true bonus, like you are better in this auto mirror if you start on this side of the map. But yeah, it's yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Keturboy goes for 3 while we get capitalism from Frontline. We'll see which card is better. But we do now see the 3 Yorks coming out. So he did get that time for the coin to just be trickling in, and now you'll also have the 3 Vills, and actually you might be able to get away with that because you do have just slightly better XP curve. I don't know.
Yeah. I do see Frontline doing this build very often. The advantage of shipping capitalism first is that in transition, you actually don't need you don't need to chop for a house in age 1, and you only have to do that in transition. But here it looks like he's kind of forgetting to chop for a house.
No, he built one.
Okay, sorry, he already built one. Okay, cool. And so you actually go for this kind of reversed card order, where you go 3 Vills and then capitalism and then 3 Vills. On the other hand, with Keturboy, he goes for the more, I think, disciplined approach of 3 Vills and then capitalism. And to me, this indicates that both players kind of want to do a little bit of H2 play. I know Keturboy has really been a fan of this greedier Jan play or H2 play with Otto, where you ship 3 Vill, capitalism, 5 Vills, 700 coin, 700 wood, and you're able to get steel traps, placer mines, kind of like all the good stuff.
Yeah, placer
on the other hand,
tells me, especially initially, that we will either be seeing Cav or Abus very early on in this game. Probably Abus with the distribution of villagers. Which I absolutely love, but we see the barracks going up first, which is okay. We see a cheeky little Mubier, which is not uncommon. We've seen him all this, the last series, and now we get him this one as well. He's gonna go out. He has one thing on his mind: taking out this Ottoman explorer, and don't mean taking him out on a date. Ooh, and we also get our Mubier of our very own as Frontline.
Yeah, we might get some Mubier on Mubier action.
And we're just going to go up. Frontline is not dealing with any shenanigans. And this is not good for Catcher, at least in my opinion. I think whoever gets up to age 3 first unscathed is in a pretty dominant position. Like, if you make Janissaries when you don't necessarily need to, it's going to slow you down a decent bit, but we'll have to see. He is getting his market upgrades, which is probably what you need to do if you're going to be less greedy and getting up. You can be a little bit more greedy in getting your market upgrades, and gives you time to not float too many resources when you send your 700 coin.
Yeah, this is kind of like a Jan semi from Keturboy, where he's going for 5 Vills, still pretty greedy, followed by 700 coin, which he's sending now. And he will be able to get out, I think, 10 Jans in the meanwhile. And the goal here is basically that you do some damage with these 10 Jans and follow up pretty closely behind Frontline, who is going for more of a naked FF. I assume these Jans will go and cause some idle time or kind of put some pressure on that TP. But Frontline, as you say, is clicking up very quickly, right? He's going to be way ahead.
Exiled Prince. So he is wasting no time. There will be no 4 Abyss coming out of the DTC. There will be no 4 Delhi. We are getting up, and I think first card is probably actually going to be 6 Abyss. Either that or a gen.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think Otto has so many options here. I assume he's gonna go for, I mean, just Jan Falk at some points, but here we see that Keturboy's Jans are making their way into the opponent's base. Kind of a little bit late, it's like 6 minutes, so they won't even be able to take down this TP, right? Because the Jan batch from Frontline is gonna be able to come out. This Explorer is gonna be here doing a little bit of annoying tickling on the Jans.
And those Janissaries are gonna save the Explorer.
Okay,
Wow.
that was close.
What do we send first?
8 Jans.
Yes, let's
Nope,
go!
it's the flavor.
I'm the best.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
There we
makes
go,
sense.
there we go.
Is Keturboy aging though?
Probably. Yes.
So
he's-
yeah,
he's
he's
done.
clicking up right this second.
And we're
And
getting a
actually,
marksman,
this
so
will
it's
go
gonna
down.
be greedy. TP does go down, but actually maybe not.
No, I think it will.
Wait.
Dude, honestly, in this kind of situation, you might as well call Minutemen to save the TP.
We're
You
gonna
know?
send
Like that's a
7
pretty.
Yeah, I mean, do you even have the res for it? You didn't even have the coin for it. But
Okay.
yes, if you could, I think Minutemen is worth it. Although, I mean, in all reality, you know, 150 food and 150 coin, you could just sell that and buy another TP if you truly want to, and then you don't have to waste your Minutemen. So maybe it actually is to save your
So-
TP.
Can we take a look at Frontline's shipment order here?
So we sent this,
Oh.
this, and this.
Wait, so he doesn't have 700 wood, so his infrastructure is quite behind, right?
I mean, he's got enough population right now.
I mean, his market techs are worse than Keturboy's. He has fewer vills than Keturboy. He has even the mass here. I mean, he's not able to. These Abyss aren't going to be able to do much, right?
Yeah, no,
Like,
they're
okay,
gonna be able to do a lot. Abyss are a crazy unit.
No, but like he can't push the TC with 6 Abyss. Is what I'm saying. Like
I
they're
mean,
gonna get
yeah.
TC fire.
Your
very
goal is
efficiently.
not to push. I mean, you gotta get those out of TC fire. I don't know what we're doing there, but no, I think really what you do is you get the trade post down. You back away once you see him hit age 3 because you know he aged slow, and you just get out of there and you'll be up 2 Abyss, but now you're really only up 1 Abyss. So. Gotta make most of that, but Abyss just die to TC fire. I don't know what this Explorer is doing, but it's not good. Whatever that is.
You're right.
He's
Like
gonna-
at this point, you're both in H3, right? So, what has Frontline kind of accomplished with this build?
No!
All that
Oh, no, I don't think he meant to send those, but maybe he did. I don't think that was intentional.
That's quite odd. I think
he
he tried to queue a
probably
Vil.
accidentally queue a Vil and...
I
I
didn't do that. I tried to queue a Vil.
F in chat if you've ever made that mistake. I know that I have. But, oh boy,
Yes.
that feels bad. Oh, man. Good luck. GG's.
But, oh, second TEC coming up here in the middle of the map. So he shipped 1k wood, I believe.
Yeah, very stud-like.
And yeah, I mean, I think this is pretty safe, right? He has the he knows he has a slight, I think, military advantage here, but so he's gonna be able to protect this TC from going up. On the other hand, let's take a look at Keturboy and what's going on with him. He is shipping Spahi,
Now that
and Spahi
is
are
attractive.
yeah. I mean, these are still H2 Janissaries here for Frontline, so these Spahi will do very, very well with these 4 Abyss behind. In fact, they might even be able to prevent this TC from going up. How much time is left on that TC here? 22 seconds.
It'll
So yeah,
be
if he's
very
timed
close.
as well,
Oh, but the
it'll be close.
Movier
Sure.
is scouting everything, and this is go time
Oh,
now.
is he gonna snipe?
for-
Is he gonna snipe the? He's gonna snipe the Explorer, bruh. There's no way this is like balanced. Okay. Well,
We-
that guy's dead, and that
we do
TC
have
is like
Minutemen in this fight, which is something.
yeah, and the
I
splash is
guess.
just killing them for free. The splash attack on the yeah, this is not looking
And
good
GG.
at all. I mean, what's coming in for Frontline? He has Falcons on the way.
But what are you gonna
I don't think
protect
these
them
Falcons are
with?
gonna do anything.
Yeah, I mean,
when
there's just...
yeah, exactly. He has Vets, Jans as well. 4 Abus still in the back. The Spa here is snaring everything, and it's just not looking great here for Frontline. He is gonna be able to maybe deal with some of these Spa Heat. There's still 2.5 left, I'd say. But all the Jans are kind of going down. These Falcons are going to pop kind of in the middle of nowhere with no protection. And
Okay, we've got 1.5 Swahi left. Falcons are actually going to be able to do something, but that TC... Oh! How's it going up? Oh, he bought his Explorer back. Very nice. Well,
that's nice, yeah.
That was a must. That had to happen. Alright, now we do also now have access to more Minutemen, so that is also very, very helpful. This could be the deciding fight right here. If these, I mean, why aren't we focusing the Swahi?
With what? With the Minutemen?
With the Minutemen, yeah. You got to.
I mean, they don't do much damage against the Spa here, right? They do have bonus against Jans. I mean, what's Keturboy shipping here? Okay, 6 Abus of his own, and he's getting Vets Abus here. So the Falcons, I think, will be a little bit tricky to deal with.
Yeah, Vet Abus. Very...
He is healing his Ahi. I mean, Keturboy is probably the player that I see make a healer the most with like any Civ. Almost every single game I see him, he has the church down and he's making a healer. And I think that is pretty nice, right? Because with these Spocky, they're basically like what, 300, 400 maybe res units. So
yeah.
Getting them from like half health.
You spend 115 food to make 800 food. You know, it's good.
Definitely.
It's very good. But I mean, at some point, if this game goes on for a long time and we don't see a TC go up for Keturboy, I mean, it will be good for Frontline. Obviously, I mean, he has the build tech, and at some point we will. Actually, no, he's already gotten it. Which, yeah, obviously. He is not a true Ottoman player, obviously, because if he was, he would be sitting at a 25 villager population for the next 7 minutes until he realizes, but, you know, that's okay. Same with Keturboy. Fake auto players. Am I right?
Yeah. If you aren't idling your TC with auto, you aren't playing auto correctly, right?
Yeah. You need a population space, not villagers.
Let's do a quick check again of the ecos before the next fight. So Frontline here has done 27 to 30. So he does have the extra TC. So and he has that Vill train speed up, I believe, in the mosque.
Does Frontline catch it?
But
He does. He sees it. Okay. I don't know what we do
with that one.
but
yeah.
I know that it's coming.
He also has Spahi of his own, but he's the one Kolv to make sure he has that advantage in any kind of artillery fights. And yeah, because I mean, if I were Frontline here, I would be expecting 2 Falcons from Keturboy, but it's quite surprising that Keturboy actually doesn't have Falcons of his own on the field, and he's been going for more of just a pure Jan Abus and a couple Spahi left, and that is a lot of Janissaries. Do they have Jan combats in by any chance? These are Frontlines. What about Keturboy? Ketters? Probably not, right? Yeah, no, not yet. Oh, but they're coming in now. This is the next card. So now Keturboy has made 2 Kolvs of his own, and I mean, I can't see how a fight will go well for Frontline after Jan Combat comes in. Even now, it's pretty questionable, right? He has the Abus advantage. He has Vet Abus, and I think Frontline doesn't even have Vet Abus here because he only has the 6 from the shipment.
Yeah, I mean, we have 4
Yeah,
Abus left. TC Fire does a very good job, though, taking down these...
Well, it would, but there aren't Vills in it, right?
No, there are.
Oh, there are 11 Vills. Okay, so that's pretty dangerous. I guess he wants the Vill pool once his TC goes down, because otherwise he's going to be losing a lot of Vills on this retreat here. 2 Vills surely going down.
3.
Okay, only 2. And Jan Combat now comes in, and look at these Abus. I mean, that's not enough Abus to really do that much damage on this map of Jan Combat Jans.
Pretty much free.
to be fair, the ecos have kind of balanced out. Neither player has a TP, but Frontline now has just lower quality units. He doesn't have Jan combats in yet. He has these Falcons that are kind of useless because of the 2 Coves on the field. And he does add another Cove of his own here, and he's stripping Jan combat of his own. So maybe we'll see some kind of equalization here if the Coves trade themselves off. Oh, this is the key moment, and okay, that's an even trade. In fact, Frontline even got a little bit of a bounce on the other one, so that is quite nice.
Yeah.
And that is one-shotable, right? 160.
Yeah, I mean, you do 4x damage.
160, yeah.
160 should be enough.
So that could be really, really nice for Frontline if
Move
he's
these
able to
Falcons.
take that one.
Okay, let's. I hate moving at the pace of Falconets. Oh, that's a good shot. And okay.
Nice.
So we do have
Nice
Falcon
map.
Supremacy
Nice
now, and we have an extra Culverin, which doesn't do a lot of damage, but it does enough. We see an Imam being trained by Frontline, so he's gonna pull back this Falconet. And the Culverin. And you can pretty much call GG now at that point. That is, yeah.
Bruh.
Wow.
Yeah, that was insane.
What a play.
Wow. They just came out of nowhere as well. Like he didn't have a chance to react there. I think Ketur maybe even got his line of sight upgrades. But yeah, I mean, this is tough. I mean, now he's down 5-0 against Keturboy. Just 2 left, and yeah, I'm not.
Frontline. Poor Frontline.
It's not looking great for the team SKG right now.
No.
I was predicting 5-2 for Keturboy, so there's still a chance I'm right. If Frontline can kind of pull it back here. But I mean, Frontline normally is the player that's known for not really resigning early, right? And here, I mean, resigning after losing those 2 Falcons kind of indicates to me that he's a little bit tired for how long this series is going on for, and kind of just wants it to be over. But I mean, I have faith in our NA #1. Let's see if Frontline can take a game or 2 in the last 2 games of this Playoff 7 series.
Okay, Iro versus Russia. I feel like Iro is a decent matchup against Russia, so this might be one where Ketur has to squirm a little bit. When did we don't see a lot
Tabin
of
in chat saying ESOC clean sweep script writers back from vacation. Yeah, I mean, we had to change things up a bit. The series were getting too long.
Yeah, Tabin,
and,
you won too many games. We weren't thinking that was gonna happen.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Tabin has been doing very well this tournament. Have you won every series? I mean, Tabin has beaten Psionic, he's beaten Soldier, he's beaten Opti this morning. Who did he play week 1? Who did you play week 1 to happen?
Germany versus Russia. Okay.
How did you beat? Took a day off to binge watch some YouTube content. That's how you beat Soldier. Yeah, that was a nice series. I think Soldier had the wrong game plan in game 1, going F5 without 22 AZAPs against Germany. That was on what map was that called? I know what it looks like. I just can't remember the name. The one with the TP line on the top and the gold mine on the south. But yeah, I mean, those are some good games. I was very happy with kind of Soldier's overall performance this series. He had some really, really exciting series. His series with Psionic was very fun. His series with Robot was probably my favorite series in this tournament, although I'm slightly biased, you know. He got my favorite content creator and on MDS as well, playing against another one of my friends, Robot. That was quite a fun series. 2014 Germany-Brazil vibe. I mean, we can't physically see a 7-1, but if we could, that would be quite funny. They'd have to play a playoff 5 for this. Yeah, I think Soldier is a player who perform well in tournaments. So definitely always a player to keep an eye on.
We should play a drinking game. It's called How Many Times... take a shot every time Baron mentions Soldier. I think we're up to like 20.
Let's go. I'm down for that. I mean, to be fair, I wasn't the one who mentioned Soldier in the chat, right? I was just reading the chat messages. Is Soldier even in the chat? Let's see. Nope, he's not even here. Noob.
What do you think about this matchup? How did Shone versus Russia?
I have no idea. I think probably it's pretty even. I mean, Haudenosaunee definitely has that earlier kind of pressure, right, with the faster age up. But in the long run, I assume in H2, Russia kind of has the edge in the long run.
Yeah.
But, I mean, neither of these civs, I've recently been learning a little bit of Russia, actually, and I think it's a pretty fun civ to play. Not like claiming that it's strong or anything, but I kind of like the fact that you kind of have cheaper units and very early on kind of are testing your macro to be able to get out all of these batches of kind of batch-trained vills, batch-trained musks and everything. And to me, it kind of seems like a weaker Brit, honestly, in some sense. They kind of, they scale well.
Comparison. It's a, I don't
But they,
know. Yeah, we'll have to see. We're getting into game number 6 right now.
Cool. And now we are on the map. I forget the name. What is the name of this map?
It is Cascade Range.
Cascade Ranges.
I'm wondering, I'm almost certain we will see a dock placed over here as Haudenosaunee. That's definitely the way you want to be playing them. Generally, if you want just a little bit more eco, you get a 200 wood building instead of a 125 wood building. But yeah, let's see. We also do get the chance to scout out some treasures, and that is almost certainly what is going to happen over here. This Explorer, I kind of like this, where you go up and you take the treasures that possibly could be taken by Keturboy, and then you maybe work backwards instead of working frontwards, and maybe this treasure's taken later on, you know? And so you do get a chance to see all of these juicy coin pellets. And are we gonna see any wood chopping from Frontline? I wonder. Does this turn into a dock?
It looks like he's just kind of scouting with that, and I did forget about this. This map does have like water, right? So Haudenosaunee, always known for being kind of a little bit stronger on water maps. In fact, some would even argue that they're like in the mid or high A tier on some water maps. Russia, on the other hand, I think this is an okay map for Russia. The hunt situation is really not optimal.
No, this is a great map for Russia, and I'll tell you why. If you put 2 blockhouses right here, all you have is this and this to get through. You pretty much have to push through the center, and you can apply a lot of early aggression, and you pretty much have to stay in base as the other player generally. But as Haudenosaunee, obviously they can fast age and they can kind of put an end to some of that stuff sometimes. Also, there are so few hunts that if you're able to, like I said, blockhouse up, take over the map, it's much better than normal, because you just get to secure so many more hunts. But I would say
I agree with everything.
Probably the most played civ aside from India on this map. But
yeah, I agree with everything you said here. I'm just saying that the hunts are a little bit sparse, right? And Russia is a civ that kind of chews through their hunts. There is, of course, that option of kind of adding a dock, which I'm sure Keturboy at some point will kind of think of doing that.
No H4 cards at all. that's
yeah, I mean, you're never going to get to H4 as Russia, right? In this matchup, I feel like you're going to have to end it H2 or maybe H3. He even has that 2 caravel shipments to fight a little bit on the water.
Food silos is even as well. That's wild. But I mean,
wow.
Touche. I mean, you if you play this late game and you're just trading blows and you have to end up going after all the berries are gone and whatnot, you might as well. And we see Frontline does have a bit of an age 4 deck, which is normal. Yeah, I wonder if we'll try and get up to age 3 as fast as possible, or if we'll have some early aggression. We do get up with the chief, which I think we discussed last time. That is the resources, and so yeah, we'll have to see what happens here.
Yeah.
Keturboy.
Chosen, I'm gonna step to the restroom and I'll be right back.
Go
But
ahead. No
yeah.
problem. No problem. So we got the chief and probably quartermaster. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Getting our wood chopping. Probably will send a vill or two forward if I had to guess to make a blockhouse. We'll have to see. We get our wood chopping upgrade. We have our hunting dogs. What are we gonna do? This Travois is doing a lot of scouting. How did we get? What shipment did we send? I'm at a loss. I thought that he used his Travois to build this. How did he get it? Oh, it's like... Am I crazy? I'm probably crazy. Someone in chat can tell me. But, yeah, very interesting stuff. We'll get up at the 4-minute mark. Just ever so slightly more than that. And we will be... It looks like... Oh, the chief actually is healer. Okay. We're going to double war hut, and we are going to send villagers. Probably this. And then we're going to get up to age. And, you know, keep going from there. Very interested to see what Keturboy elects to do, because there is no forward a blockhouse. I think he just blindly thought that there would be aggression, but we're sending wood, and maybe on top of that we will get up to H3 ourselves, but there really is no water to contest at this point. Taking these just to make sure that Haudenosaunee can. Not necessarily that you really want the Klamath. They're not great. We do see a dock even go up for Keturboy off of that 700 wood. That could be a very, very good. We are also going to see a stable. So no, we're going to stay in age 2. We're just going to have, I believe I counted it, and it was 5,000 food that's in this pond, which does so much. That's pretty much the exact same as, you know, 5. It is the exact same as 5 berries, which is wonderful. That's going to last a long time. We are going to get recruits, which are quite a bit cheaper, but a lot weaker than normal musketeers. And we will see 5 Cossacks as well. And Frontline actually going to send a 600 coin, which makes sense. I mean, this is a little bit more greedy. But and we're going to get up to age 3 unscathed. And that's very, very nice. I'm going to go gather it up as quickly as possible. We're going to have a few more villagers probably go on to coin there at the marketplace, maybe? Maybe not. And we will be getting up to age 3 with the messenger. That is the fast age. And yeah, let's see here. Will we play greedy? Will we send the French? I don't know. Got some recruits in the defense mode. Very small, compact little dudes running around, searching out who he may destroy. But, you know, Howd is very happy to just stay in base. And ooh, what are we putting our villagers? We're just gonna get some more XP. We want to have a shipment once we are up. Maybe should have done that a little bit quicker. We're going to put this down immediately. We're going to get that corral. Once that's built, we'll have the XP that we need to send probably 8 forest prowlers, but these Cossack are going to show themselves, and you probably know that they're coming anyways. Okay, we actually see musket riders trained for, which is actually probably a much safer idea initially. You know that these Cossack are going to be coming out. Let's switch over to the catcher. And yeah, we're gonna have 8 Cossack, and then if you send the floor Cossack, there are gonna be a lot of Cossack on the floor. But these musket riders that are gonna be coming out from Frontline, musket riders are some of the best goons in Age 3 in the game. So very interested to see how a heavy Musk Huss, where these are some of the worst Musk in the game, and these are some of the worst Huss in the game. Interested to see how this turns out. Another thing, these love to go stealth. Would be very interested to see if that ends up coming into play at all. These Strelets are slightly faster than these elite forest prowlers, so they will get chased down if they're not careful. It is doing a good job pull tricking and limiting that effect as much as possible. Probably one more musket rider will come out, and this is apparently go time for Keturboy. I don't know if this is the fight he wants to be taking. One Cossack already going down, and these forest prowlers are almost unscathed so far. I mean,
It's great micro from
yeah, these Strelets
Frontline.
so many have died, and almost nothing has died from Frontline. He's lost just a little bit of musket rider HP.
Yeah, and really, I think with Russia, if you were to stay H2 indefinitely here, you'll never be able to really take an advantageous fights, right? These forest prowlers are known as one of the better skirms in this game, and Strelets, obviously with 14 range, are not. But against Russia, generally, you do want heavy cav, and I think that's exactly what Frontline is going for now, shipping Kanya, and I assume he's going to tech into Kanya as well. So these forest prowlers are going to do it. Yep, there we go. That's the Vets Kanya Horseman tech. And these Cossacks might actually be a little bit caught out here if the musket riders are paying any attention. But yeah, look at these musket riders. Such great HP, damage, like everything. Just a very, very strong goon type unit.
And yeah, I mean, Forest Prowler's good unit, taking already half the HP off of this Cossack for no reason. It's pretty funny to see just how strong some of these units are. We're getting very, very good Kanya horsemen now. You're gonna train a few and maybe even send 5 more, and there's gonna be just so much stuff here on the field for Frontline. I think if there was any game that Frontline was gonna take, it's so far looking like this one.
Yeah, I think he's played this well, and I think Keturboy potentially has fallen into this kind of this trap where you go a little bit too greedy in H2 and you're not able to ever kind of win a fight. And now look at the Hun situation. It's still looking quite fine for Russia. They have that water eco. This is a nice round though. Look at what's going on here. The Kanya getting into position, but the Cossack coming from every direction.
Yeah.
But to me, it seems like the units are just too good for Frontline. But the micro here, everything is kind of caught. And if the musket riders go down, then there's nothing that's gonna be able to protect the Strelets. But now Frontline is able to, yeah, he's able to disengage here, and still so many Kanya left alive, and not that much anti-cav. I mean, these Ruskets are just such bad units in terms of anti-cav, and he doesn't even have that many of them.
Yeah, those are just going down like going down for real.
I'm not sure Frontline wants to be taking this fight in the sense of just smashing in, because his units are obviously more expensive, and even his eco I think is a little bit worse than what Keturboy has here.
I have a lot of fishing boats. I would have liked to have seen maybe another dock over here and half those fishing boats be over here, just so it's like 10,000 food that you're getting instead of 5,000 food that you're gathering maybe slightly quicker. But yeah, we'll have to see. Lots of Kanya, and these recruits are gonna die very quickly. And we got 5 Kanya Horsemen coming up behind. I really want to save these Musket Riders as much as I can. I don't think that we need to be fighting with them. And, I mean, yeah, if you would have saved
Definitely agree with that
your
call.
Musket Riders, this is going to hurt. You got to wait for the Kanya. The Kanya do come, but, yeah, I mean, if you would have had 5 instead of 3, you could one-shot these instead of cry in the back of this corner and hope you don't die.
Yeah, for sure. And this is now looking to be a, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a decent fight for Keturboy, but he's able to kind of catch out some units. And there's a lot of reinforcements for Frontline that just aren't really in position to save these Forest Prowlers.
I mean, but
and
these
he's
are going to
actually
get
gonna cleaned up
trapped.
here.
I mean, it's okay if these get trapped because these are going to get
It's a reverse trap.
I know it's not coming, but if we would have seen a boat and let these
Does
units
Keturboy have
live-
vision? He doesn't have any vision. But I mean, to be fair, there's not a lot of units to save here.
I mean,
Anyways, so might not be that big of a deal. But another sandwich. What is going on here? I
this
don't
is
think
not
this
the
is
sandwich that you
No,
want.
this is not-
You do not want Frontline in the middle of your sandwich, that's for sure. Because this is just
Yeah,
not.
that's a lot of cav, and
Mm.
these Strelettes are just gonna be sitting there with really naked. Let's look at the Vil counts though, because 50 Vils to Keturboy is quite
do
nice.
not want to see naked Strellet, that's for sure. Naked Strellet cannot be good. Fat, naked, Russian men, not on my
Wait,
bucket
but,
list.
Look at this eco for Frontline. So where is his next hunt? He has one on the bottom left here. And
we see
after
Doc.
that, it's getting a little bit dangerous. Yeah, okay, he is getting a dock, so he should be fine for the long term.
And if we get one boat and we get one canoe, I mean, that's just so annoying. You either have to bell in here, and because all these fish have been eaten, you just sit here and they can never get out. So you have to force the... Okay, we'll get back. But yeah, that would be
Yeah,
very
careful.
nice. Yeah.
Honestly, are the musket riders even that useful in this composition now? I feel like you could maybe even just go Forest Prowler
Yes.
Cav.
They're good, and there'd be a few reasons why. So if you just go full musket rider and you kind of stop going Kanya Horseman, you don't need
No,
more
I meant
than-
like. go Kanya,
I know,
like, just
I
go
know.
Kanya.
I don't think you necessarily need to go Kanya, because these Forest Prowler just beat all of these Strela. Like, you only need a few Kanya the entire time. You're only worried, I guess, about them making a whole lot of cav, because
Yeah.
everything else just beats everything. And actually, you know, I'm gonna like we see.
Yeah, that's gonna be a
Curse.
feature.
And yeah, that's
Yeah.
you can't do anything about that. That's just you just
Look
sit
at
in
the,
a ball and cry.
Look at the score lead as well. Oh yeah, these ruskets are just popping up and gonna get immediately cleaned up by the Forest Prowlers. And yeah, it looks like every batch you're again at that point now where you have decent eco as Keturboy, but every batch you're making is just gonna get immediately caught out. And where is his other military production building? I think he has one in base.
This guy
what are
is
we
just
looking at?
hiding in the trees. Do you think he'll see him?
He doesn't want anything to do with the fight. He knows
He
knows the
see,
Russian
watch him.
conquest is over.
Yeah.
He wants to settle down in the Cascade Ranges, maybe start a family, become a fisherman.
Okay, but in all seriousness, we got Catcher. He's going Strellet. We got a few Cossack. We got the Caravels coming up. Preemptively, you know, he heard me, but I mean, this is just not great. I mean, you get to, maybe watch these berries, and you get to watch these elk, which actually, that is actually good. But,
But what else can he ship here, right? He's kind of chewed through his H2 shipments, right? But okay, here we have. He's gonna see the Renegade.
Boyars is
Okay, those are some good. Yeah, those are some good shipments for sure. But anyways, he is gonna see these Renegade French, these cuirassiers, and what is the answer? I think the answer is there is no
micro
answer.
the GG button.
I mean, there's a chance if he stays here for too long, he gets like TC fired and blockhouse fired.
We're gonna
but
be really
I think
annoying.
there's
We're gonna
enough
train
need.
more canoes.
Yeah.
I mean, none of
To be fair, the
these are
scores are quite similar. What is the eco for Frontline?
Ooh. We're gonna go
Sorry,
that
for
way
Keter.
instead. The eco for Keter is 62, but a lot of these are boats that are almost done fishing anyways.
Yeah, makes sense. I'm kind of surprised that the score gap is somehow
Are we
closed.
base trading? I mean, Frontline's been up 2k score this entire game. We're base trading, I guess.
Well, he was up 2k when he was shipping the Renegade French, and that's like a merc shipment, kind of, right? Because he was using 500 coin. Anyways, I'm not sure, but okay, now the score gap is starting again. Okay, what's going on in the middle here? Are some reinforcements getting caught here? I think that some massive reinforcements are getting caught.
Yeah, I mean,
That is not
that's
really what you want to
good
see.
pickup for
7
sure.
$4.
And there are a lot of Cossack. There are 19 Cossack, and I don't know if there are enough rifle rider or musket rider
Yeah.
to deal with all of this. Yeah, and now, I mean, I don't think that he should have made the news. I think that was too much wood that you spent for no reason. And now what do you send? What do you send? I mean, you could send Ford and Kanya, but that's not great. You could send this, which we are going to
Or
send.
HUD combat, yeah.
And
that makes sense.
that's probably
Okay,
good,
so this
but
is...
we only have 15
that was a nice
horsepower.
reaction. He almost had those Cossack get caught out, but in the last second, he just dipped. And I'm kind of surprised that this game is still going on. I would have hoped that Frontline could somehow take an advantageous fight and close it out.
We are
Wow, that's a lot of,
almost out of natural resources. And Keturboy is nowhere close. Actually, he is close to aging. I think that's what he's going to do. And if Keturboy gets up to age 3, this is a... oh, never mind.
Yeah, I mean, look at the score, though. Like, it's definitely closing.
I mean...
Or at least it's not increasing. Like, just now, before he queued all those units, the score was like almost the same. Because he's on 70 vills against how many vills with Keter? I mean, with Frontline here? 55. So he has at a pretty significant economic advantage. And yes, Keter is at a tech disadvantage, but the longer this goes, the better it'll be for him, I assume. Nice little raid, causing some idle time, but that Kanya will go down.
One Kanya for a bill, I don't know if that's...
I mean, the real scary thing here is if Russia ages and is able to vet all their units.
The thing is, right, we're out of hunts. We're only on berries right now. And this is the last fish. I mean, yeah, pretty much. And so we're going to pretty much be deleting these fishing boats. And I guess we just now scout this hunt. But that's going to be a lot of villager walking time. So although Keturboy is up in eco a little bit, and I know this is going to be pretty similar. Ooh, I actually like that a lot. You have these boats, positioning your army to where you can get on relatively easily. I wish if there was any way Frontline could get up to age 4. Light hand's so good here. Thank you, Soldier! Soldier, for the subscription. We know why you did it.
Take a shot.
It's because I
Take a shot.
You got me. You got me. That was funny.
Soldier mentioned? Okay. Anyways,
I think it was only if you mentioned him. I think I am allowed to
really?
mention him.
Okay. Alright. Sounds good. But let's take another look at the at Keturboy's perspective. Like, what is going on here? Because it seems like they're kind of doing a lot of dancing around, just moving their units, but not much is really happening.
Team Cap Scouts.
And Keturboy is I mean, he's getting a lot of unit upgrades, and yeah, I agree he can't really age right now. But
rip boats.
If he does at any point age, I think this will become very, very scary for Frontline, right? Because the only thing he has going for him now is this tech advantage that he has.
If these get caught, though, this is game. And they are going to very likely, I mean, these are fast.
Okay.
And these are not. And so,
this
we're going to get
collapsed. A lot of reinforcing.
Dude, we're going to get collapsed. They're going to go this way, and they're going to go this way, and we're going to get stuck.
No, I think he saw it. He saw it from the native TP. He saw the flank from the native TP that he has in the middle there. So he knew to kind of back out and not get absolutely smashed. But this is the fight. I think this is going to be the fight that either wins or loses the game for Frontline, and that is a lot of Cossack, and these are some pretty beefed up Cossack, and there's so many Russian units here. I have no idea what's going on. everything for Frontline is just attack moves. Excuse me. And I think we just have to watch this fight play out because I don't think Frontline even knows what's happening here.
Yeah,
like everything
I
is
have
just
no idea
sandwiched,
who's winning. but
Cossack
I don't
all
think
around, just shooting at anything they can touch. And right now, like everything is in range, and it looks like Frontline is he's getting cleaned up. The Cav, I think, is dead. He's
He
trying
got
to
on the
sneak his way into that
canoe.
canoe. 200 health.
How many-
Canoe? That is a quality play. How many units did he even save there? Let's take a look at
Haudenosaunee
his,
soldiers can you
perspective.
sneak into a boat? That's what I want to know.
Wow. And suddenly look at the score. It's completely equalized. In fact, Keturboy now up in score and has Frontline unfortunately thrown this game. I mean, when you give Russia that much time and they
there's
just have
still
such a
lot
strong
of
economy and
musket
efficient
riders,
economy.
but so many Cossack as well. We got to get these.
Yeah, this is a good
Kanya-
rematch.
Yeah, we got to get those Kanya on the Strelet and maybe even trade a few villagers. That's okay. These musket riders need to die if you're the Strelet here. And so many villagers are being sacked. Oh my goodness. Tomahawk Big Button is called, but yeah, this is just not enough, and we're going to be calling GG for Frontline, I think, any second now.
Oof. This game really hurts. I thought Frontline was in such a commanding position at points, but just not being able to close out the game and kind of just dancing around the map and allowing Russia to just gradually outscale. And Russia is known to be a very strong scaling civ, right? Their units are so efficient in terms of cost. Their economy is scales generally faster than.
Yeah.
So is my voice good? I mean, they said there's
You
some.
sound great to me. Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
How about let's rejoin the Discord call and see if you hop off as well. All right, I'm back. The stream is back. Is it sounding better now?
I mean, you sound great. I mean, that's I don't know what's going on. And actually, what a hold. I did not think this was gonna happen, but actually, this looks great for Frontline all of a sudden.
Well,
And,
let's take a look at the
look
vill
at
counts
all the
again. 70
food.
vills for and he's gonna try to age here. Well, 52. I mean, maybe it's still okay, but I think as
Pressure's
soon as
up.
Russia ages,
Yeah.
yeah, he's gonna click up. And as I said, like once the tech advantage disappears, Russia will just be in a better position, I think. Although that was a very nice hold. He had to sacrifice, I think, 10 vills.
A lot of villas that actually I was gonna say there were a lot of villas, but I don't know where these gatherers went. But they are, and yeah, I mean Russia, they're just able to take so much map, and it's so hard to push them. Very interesting stuff. Frontline getting wood chopping upgrade.
Well, another back and forth game. I mean, I think Frontline's still in it.
Yeah.
But the natural resource on Frontline's side of the map, if you just take a look at the mini map, is really drying out. He's on berries. He's on I mean, eventually he's gonna have to transition to farms, right? And here, this might be a nice raid. He's gonna pick up one villager, but it really doesn't mean much when Russia is on 70 or maybe even 80 vills now.
We're getting Klamath. Work rate is nice. It's like a mini
Yeah. So, okay, so Keturboy is up now, and if we switch to his perspective, I assume he's like stacking every unit upgrade he can in his barracks and in his stable right now.
Nope.
Okay, he's shipping Falcons first,
Ooh,
but
I mean,
I assume he's gonna get all these techs.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the fish is drying out for Frontline as well, so I mean, the Vill advantage is still like pretty strongly in Keturboy's favor. And this is one of these games that I don't know, it's kind of really hard to call, right? Keturboy, if we remember, did have some funny cards, right? He had food silos in age 1, which might actually come in handy. Can we take a quick look? Yeah, food silos in age 1.
I mean, it's gonna take a while for that to be good. I mean, you would actually want to send.
No,
it
I
to
definitely
them
agree.
first, but
Yeah,
I mean, we have so many cards to send, and if there's any chance that he gets enough coin to be able to send Manchu, at this point, I mean that's wraps. You're never killing.
Well, my point is just that I mean, as the resource really starts drying out, and this game kind of becomes this late kind of grindy game, in the long term, I think Keturboy has potentially the better deck here, right? With Eco Theory, with the Boot Silos. These are all cards that will come in handy at some point or another. Although I definitely agree that we're not quite there yet. They're still like just starting their transitions onto estates and mills and stuff. So 3 farms now down for Frontline, and I saw Keturboy making a couple of these estates on the north side as well.
Yeah. We got 2 estates already. And this is going to be a fight, maybe. We got the Falconets. And being able to be on this shoreline and possibly attack just feels great. Like, if there's any danger, you just pop onto your boat and say, haha, and then, you know, go back for round 2 whenever you want. And, man, I just feel so bad for Frontline. Like, he was in such a commanding position after this game. There were a few times where he probably needed to push the issue, but he just did not, and it's probably going to cost him the game. I wonder if
It looks like there's some audio and video lagging, but I'm not sure. Would it be possible to maybe mute the Discord thing and then try to unmute in OBS? I'm not sure if that'll help, but
yeah,
might be worth
I
it.
don't know how to do that.
Okay, no worries. Then maybe we can try to fix it at the end of the.
Well, I'm going to have to scoot after this game, very sadly.
Okay, I can
yeah.
hop on for the last one. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. Unfortunate. Baron could sing a Travis Scott song is crazy.
All right,
how do you
let's get back into
sound?
the
How do you
game.
sound here?
Um,
To everybody. Does he sound good now? Can you talk?
hello. Is it good now? I mean, we're looking at this fight, and we have a mass of Cab Archer Strelets just crushing into Frontline's base right now. And he does kind of hold for a sec. These Forest Prowlers are pretty highly teched now, with I think 2 cards on them, and a 3rd one coming in right now. But I mean, like, what is the economy looking like? 64 Vils for Frontline, Keturboy on, I guess, like at least 80 now.
Yeah. I mean, he's almost on 80. He's getting Veteran Cossack, which, I mean, don't have many Cossack left, but, where did, we're gonna get our Explorer up in 175 seconds. That's a long time. I would have loved to have seen him do everything he can to get more medicine men, you know? And
Looking up at the chat. There's then casters speaking. Old Entish is fine. Old Entish. I mean, we got a lot of Lord of the Rings fans, it seems. Is it still actually that bad, or are we good to go now?
great kiting from Frontline. And we're gonna get Klamath again. This is one of the great things. His cav, instead of costing coin, costs wood. So you can pretty much infinitely train horsemen without any issue.
Yeah. Not having coin is definitely good. But I mean, I think this game is really turning out into this late grindy game. Walls are going up. Frontline is just trying whatever he can to take one game and be on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I mean, at what point do you just collapse, you know? And this is what's funny. If he would have had actually any age 4 shipments, like that would be good because he's in a position to where he could easily get up to age 4. Which he still could, but I mean, you don't have factories and you don't have, you know, heavies, and that's just awful. We're gonna go in and we're gonna cause some damage though. Go ahead, Braden.
I have noticed that for a player who's very like mechanically advanced, like Keturboy, he actually really likes putting his heavy and light cavalry in the same control group. In general, he doesn't really split those up, and I find that pretty interesting. But
Ooh, and pretty much
if it works for him, it works for him.
half the Falconet already going down. Frontline, where's he gathering coin? Has he created an estate? Yes, he has. And the Falconet needs to go back probably because one more shot. Ooh, brilliant! I love it when Frontline does this. This is absolutely amazing. Go 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 go! Neener neener neener! And then just back up. Yeah, and yeah. What do you do?
Which Civ do you think has the better late game? Russia or
Well,
I think both are pretty similar.
I mean, Ketcher kind of shot himself in the foot not having factories or anything like that. Obviously, with factories they do better. But if we can get to a point to where we can start making healers, definitely have a better eco as Frontline.
Yeah, I mean,
And we're
in
getting up to
H3 though,
age
right?
4. Yeah, I mean that you can't
Yeah,
let him get
that'll
up to
be a
age
game
4.
changer.
H4 is just going to be crazy. Did he get that from sending... Yeah, he sent the big button, I think, which is the coin crates, right? If I'm not wrong. Yeah, it is. And at 30 minutes into the game, getting the coin crates and then getting that, I mean, those big buttons are saving Frontline in this game, I think.
Factories, 4 light cannons, and just the age up light cannons, those are going to be so great against anything Russia has right now. Hello?
Say that again, sorry.
Oh, I was just saying that I mean 4 light cannons plus the age up ones are just gonna be really great against anything that Keturboy can make right now.
Yeah, 4 light cannons is just going to be spectacular. And we're seeing some walls come up, which is interesting. And this is really annoying. I mean, you just, you put this Vil around or something after it's gotten a little bit too much HP taken off of it. And you just eat the rest of the berry as much as you can.
Yeah, I think Frontline is in a really good position. Is Keturboy aging himself now?
He is.
Yeah, he is. Okay, but
I mean, what do you send?
Not having factories is such a pain here.
Yeah. And
yeah, I mean, okay, now...
we're getting champion musket riders. That's a lot.
Yeah. And he's gonna ship for light cannons, I assume.
Light cannon attack. I mean, he's popped right now. He has to push.
Oh yeah.
But you use these light cannons first, you're pushing the water. And we're getting both of these down.
Mm-hmm.
And we're saying you can't have those anymore. And then we might take out this blockhouse. You take out these vills, because you know that there are vills over here. And then you just slowly creep and take the rest of the map. And I think that's the way that you beat Ketcher. You might even make a few docks yourself on this, just so you can cause havoc over here. Although you don't necessarily know all that's going on. I think the funny like treaty walls where you have like the opening in the middle, but then you have I mean obviously treating walls like you'd have just a small opening like right here, but very interesting that we're getting some walls kind of just forcing him up this direction, which I'm not sure you necessarily want that, but
yeah, and these light cannons will do a very good job against the artillery that Keturboy has right now. I did see a couple Colves, I think, 1 Colv and two Falcons.
Yeah, there's some artillery. We're getting field cannons upgraded, and then now we are starting to get some healers, which is definitely the play as much as you can. TC, ooh, one does go down.
From the Colv.
I
Yeah,
think
Colvs do one shot, right?
I think the issue is actually with Twitch and not with
Oh, look at that
us.
dodge!
Yeah, there we go. And,
Oh, and
one
almost
Falcon
another
go down. Oh, but that dodged this time.
As well.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
dodges all over the place. And now we have another big smash. Okay, the guard tech for the Charlotte comes in just in time. The Cav archers are guard as well. And all the artillery has been traded off except that one field cannon just in the back line who's gonna be able to do well against these Charlettes. And oh my gosh, I think Frontline is gonna do it here. He's at least driving Keturboy back.
Such a pop efficient army, and Keturboy does not have a pop efficient army whatsoever.
Yeah,
he's starting to train some Nutka, and he's gonna go on a raid or something, which he's gonna kill a few vills for his trouble. But this is funny. But yeah, Frontline sending
4,
yeah.
4 of those.
And we're getting some Klamath. We're getting some more musket riders. Or villagers. Again, this is hilarious.
Yeah, I don't think the vills matter at this point. I mean,
No.
if he's takes a good fight, he's gonna be able to just like this army's never gonna die, right? The army from Haudenosaunee here.
Yeah.
And I don't think making Falcons is the play. I mean, these field cannons are just insane. They're basically a Colv and a Falcon 1, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm seeing some lag, I think, from the players because, yeah, look, nothing's getting attack moves. I think generally when you get to these like 30-40 minute games, sometimes the game starts kind of bugging out a little bit. You know, the units aren't really acting like they want to be. But wow, this field cannon is getting so much value. There were like 5 Cav archers firing on
And now
it,
Catcher is just being super annoying, coming in, doing... Oh, is brilliant. I love this. If he needs more stuff, he can just dance for Travois or whatever on the community plaza. And he could fill his base if he so desired with war huts, and everything will be right in the world.
Yeah, he is getting some tomahawks mixed in now, which is good. You want these musk-type units to kind of raid with their higher siege. Okay, a huge Cav archer raid now going down to the right side. I assume he's going to be making a beeline for Keturboy's base. Or, I guess, pushing the top right for some reason. But the issue is now all of Keturboy's infrastructure is exposed.
Yeah, and now he sees this. This is really annoying, though.
I mean, Frontline is doing a great job, I think, splitting his units, catching all of the annoying little groups that Keturboy has running around this, the field. Sacking some Kanya, and a big surround coming in once again, but this time I'm not sure it'll be enough. A lot of these Cossacks are just getting melted. 4 of these light cannons still alive in the middle, just doing so much DPS on the opponents.
Actually, only 2 left. And actually,
how many left now? I can't even tell.
There's
1
only
left.
1. And Catcher, I mean, that was about as good of a fight as he could have asked for. He is still ahead on economy. And oh my goodness, I mean, there are so few, musket rider left. Just get them. It doesn't matter what you put them on. Just go and kill these units. And what in the world? I mean, it looks like Catcher's now in the driver's seat again. And Frontline's out of H4 shipments.
I have no idea what's going on here.
Actually, no. I mean, this is actually really good. But
Infinite card, yeah, that'll be huge in this game. Even Beaver Wars in deck, and I have no idea what's going on. I mean, Frontline, I think, has the better units, as he said, the better pop efficient units. But the issue is if he's not at 200 pop, Russia can just take better trades, right? And now only 120 coming in. We're going lame, and what an incredible series, honestly. Like, it's both players. I mean, there's been like 3 or 4 games that have gone to kind of this late game where we've gone back and forth, and Unfortunately for Frontline, they haven't gone his way, but maybe he can turn this game around, or at least maintain the lead that he had in the early game and try to close it out here. Eco Theory now coming in for Russia. I mean, if I was Keturboy, I would be like slamming myself right now for going for a trolley deck and not having factories. Because if he had factories, I think this game would have been over. Right, just having that much eco, that's unidleable. That's like 20 extra vills. He'd be on like 90, almost 100 vills with the 2 factories. But instead, he has those like H1 cards that I think aren't as useful. But I mean, going into this game, like who could have predicted that it would have turned out like this with this kind of grindy late game?
All right,
kind of
Baron, this is really scuffed, but I have to leave. But my little brother is going to pan around. He knows what to watch and what not to watch. And then he's going to stop the stream, and you're going to stream for the last game. Sound good?
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. This is
Good luck.
Yeah, pretty scuffed.
Good luck.
All right, good luck. See you. So, all right. Hello, Chosen's brother. I wonder what the chat is saying here. Can the chat hear me? Are we still in robot voice, or how's it going? All right, we got Mini Chosen moving the camera, and I mean, I need some advice from the chat here because I have no idea how this game is going at this point. Seems like everything is happening all at once, and the camera is getting panned just so that we can see all of it. Just looking at the mini map, it looks like Keturboy's on the back foot, right? He's getting pushed up to the top right corner of the map. Yeah, these light cannons still doing work, preventing the Strelets from ever properly engaging, and solid number of Apprichniks, but these Apprichniks aren't really being useful in base, and now we kind of see the score lead pulling ahead for Frontline. Yeah, I mean, all his once Frontline is able to push into his economy here on the top right, there's not going to be much that Keturboy can do, I think. He's going to be fully idled. His infrastructure is going to go down. He already has 2 or 3 mills kind of fully idled. And now the score gap is really starting to show. He's down 5k score. The Kanya here I mean, the Tomahawks in base here are going to do a good job catching out these Apprichniks. And the Bills are going to be on the run. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like, look at this game. We have like tiny control groups going all over the place. Minutemen, this is like a last-ditch effort. We're gonna have Cav, Strelets, Cossacks going into the Tomahawks, and I think this is GG. I think Keturboy has run out of steam. And that is GG. All right. Thank you very much, Chosen's brother, for closing out that game for us. And
oh yeah, no
just
problem.
go on OBS and click the end stream button. I'm gonna start stream.
I got you.
Let me know when.
Just go there.
Just click the end streaming button or something, and then I'm gonna go live immediately. Just let me know when you click it.
Yep, I got you.